Hey, what is up, collecting crew, and welcome to the Figure Lowdown, episode 26. I'm Jay Feezy, and this is Feezy's Figures. For those of you that don't know, Figure Lowdown is a video series live stream where I talk about figures of multiple scales, mostly 1/6, 1/12. Sometimes I'll sprinkle in some 1/10s, 1/18, or just some other miscellaneous scaled figures. But yeah, I try to cover things outside of Hot Toys because I know that gets a lot of love. I actually have another stream that I do, Hot Talk, that covers specifically Hot Toys and maybe some of the other major players like InArt, sometimes Jazz Inc. And then on the 112 side, I usually discuss things outside of Hasbro, so no Marvel Legends, no Black Series. Again, there's plenty of other streams that cover that, so I figured, I want to do something different. I want to show those figures that are out there that don't get a lot of love, that don't get talked about enough, because there's some great ones out there. I'm sure for those of you who've been following this video stream, this live stream, this video series, probably have come across some really cool ones. Every time I do this and I do the research on these figures, I'm always impressed by some of the stuff I see, the innovations, that some of these other companies are doing prior outside of like the major players. So yeah, it's really cool. And this episode will be no different. There's a couple of there's a figure in here, 12 scale, that I was really impressed by after doing some more reading up on. So we'll definitely discuss that. As always, timestamps will be in the description after the stream. I'll go back in. I have to put those in manually, so those will be there for your reference, so you can kind of jump around and reference any of the figures you want to or you need to. Also, I didn't get a chance to put the links in the description for the figures that we're going to be discussing, but those will be. I'll go back in after the stream and put those in there so you can kind of go and check out those figures that we're discussing. Again, those are just for reference. Of course, as always, shop around, find the best retailer that suits your needs, your preferences, for wherever you're at in the world. And of course, I'll include the links to my panelists who are joining me today, their socials, so you can go down and show them some love. Also, I haven't included those yet, but again, after the stream, I'll put those in the description, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you for joining me today, joining us. If you're tuning in live, we appreciate it. It's a beautiful Saturday, at least where I'm at in NorCal, so hopefully it's not too bad where you're at either. If it is, just endure it. I'm sure the sun will come out tomorrow, right? So yeah, with that being said, speaking of my panelists, let me go ahead and bring them in. We got reuniting from last night, and I'll touch on that. We have Geo, the movie canon, Phil DeBurn, Robert, and Michael Elliott, Figure in a Bubble, or Mr. Bubble. What is up, gentlemen?
Mr. Bubble, it's a reunion.
Yeah.
Hey.
yeah. All of us.
24 hours too.
Yeah. Yeah. All of us were on Geo's, the movie canon's stream last night, his live stream. So if you haven't already, and you get a chance, go check that out. Figures Talk. All four of us, in addition to some other panelists, were on there. So yeah, on his channel, the movie canon, that's you'll find his link in the Friends of the Channel section of my channel. So go ahead and go to check that out if you're interested. And yeah, there's a lot of good discussions on there. Some of the figures that we discussed last night we'll be discussing here. So you may hear some repeated thoughts. I'll give my thoughts a little more on some of these figures because I know there was a lot going on yesterday. So I know not everybody had a chance to discuss. But it's all good. It's all good. We have another opportunity here. But gentlemen.
Easy.
Yes, sir.
One thing. I appreciate, for not being a musical fan, I appreciate that you brought Annie into your intro. Thank you.
Annie, you said?
That's Annie. The song will come
Oh,
out
is it?
tomorrow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what you meant. Sorry, I thought you meant the song that I was playing in the background.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
I was like, was that?
Yeah.
Can somebody help me out with what?
Because I had made.
Do you know the musical Annie?
Yeah.
Like way back in the day with Carol Burnett?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he was referring to when he says the sun will come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Famous, famous line.
You haven't seen
it.
it.
Yeah, like
my God.
Phil, you
I
haven't
know,
seen
right?
nothing. The moving canon hasn't seen nothing.
That's what I mentioned on my show before. It's like you guys like all these things that I've never seen, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, if you do watch Annie, watch the one from 1980. I forgot what year, but it's in the 80s. And it's with Carol Burnett, and she is hilarious.
Yeah, the original, right? That's the OG, the movie, the film, the musical film. Yeah. What Phil was talking about, like earlier in my intro, I referenced, the sun will come out tomorrow. That's a line. That's a song from that movie. So for those of you that are familiar, but that's exactly what popped in and it just fit in. But good catch there, Phil the Burn.
Yes.
Yeah, good catch there. Speaking of music, though, yeah, of course, panelists and those of you watching the chat again, thank you for joining me. If you let me know how our audio is, of course, and the music. I think the music, I think I have it fine-tuned now to where I know more or less what the level should be. But of course, as always, if you feel it's too loud and you can't hear us, or if anyone on our panel here is not speaking loud enough, or if it's too low, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. We want to make sure you can hear us, right? The music is an added effect. I love my music, but for sure you want to be able to hear us. So yeah, just let me know. Just let me know. Always appreciate the feedback. All right, and there ain't no live stream without my live chat. Those tuning in, like I said, so let me address the chat here. We have, of course, the movie canon, engaging, always appreciated. Hello, everyone, he says. And as well as Robert, Feel the Burn, engaging with our chat there. Love to see it, love to see it. And the legend himself, Tremble Dust in the house. How do?
Tremble Dust.
Yeah. Fellow kids. Yeah. Yeah, what's up, Dizzle? Thank you for coming through. Hopefully you have a good weekend.
Oh boy.
Let's see. He's saying can't stay. Just wanted to pop in and say, hey. So hey, yeah, hey.
That's all right, Trumbull Dust. We got plenty to take your place.
Yeah. But
don't worry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no worries. Whenever you can, whenever you're able to catch replay, thank you for coming through, Tremble Dust. Hope you have a good weekend, man.
Yeah,
my guy. Let's see. All right, Mitchell Lawrence in the house. Always another fellow supporter and more or less a regular. I think I've seen him in there. So I appreciate you, as always, Mitchell Lawrence, for coming through and supporting the channel, supporting us, and being here and engaging in the live chat for sure. Not just sitting and watching, but also engaging. So yeah, thank you for coming through, Mitchell Lawrence. Hopefully you're having a good weekend so far as well. Jose G, speaking of, in the house, aka Jose Plus Hernandez. Hello, he says. Yeah, I was just saying earlier, Jose, that I need to go back and watch the replay. I know for those of you again that aren't familiar, Jose has he hosts another stream with Marco 16Fix on 16Fix's channel. That's called Más o Menos, where they talk about figures, and they also do like this Shark Tank type of simulation thing. And Geo, the movie canon here, was just on there along with 16 Figure Focus, Shane. So if you're interested, go check out 16Fix channel. Again, friends of the channel, you can find his link there and check it out. I need to do that myself later on and catch that replay. But thanks for joining us, Jose.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I can't wait till Marco does another stream with Gigi.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, she castrates him. Yeah. She castrates him, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah, she does. Yeah. Tijuana Mike, aka King Churro, what is up, my guy? Happy Saturday, collectors! Another regular and fellow channel supporter. So thank you, Mike, for coming through as always. Yeah, and being here and joining us. Yeah, talking figures. All right, gentlemen, you guys ready to get this going? First figure, as usual, I start off on the 1/6 scale side. I start with the bigger figures. Right. So we'll go ahead and get that going here. All right, so first up, we got the Present Toys Law Enforcer. Like I mentioned, I know actually all of you already touched on this, so no pressure to speak again unless you want to. Let me just give my usual deets here, give the deets on this, and then I'll give my thoughts. So $160 to $196 USD, and again, as a reminder, when I give a range, the lower end usually doesn't include shipping on the retailers, and then the higher end, for those that do include shipping, that's what that higher price typically reflects, is that $196, which includes shipping. So again, shop around and see what you can find the best deal for you. So yeah, that's USD. Releases Q4 2025, so the end of this year, and we'll go over some of the accessories here that has them all. But of course, he's going to have the head sculpt with the rolling eyes, though, right? That's a key thing that a lot of third parties, I know we discussed this yesterday, are starting to have already implemented, but more and more are implementing outside of like the major 1/6 scale players. He's going to have 6 pairs of hands, 2 pistols, the flashlight, handcuffs that are actually made of either metal or are they going to be die cast, because it says made of alloy material.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if the whole handcuffs are going to be alloy or metal, or if they're going to be die cast. We'll see. And the helmet and a watch. The watch is also you can see that already on his hand there. But yeah, this is a great looking figure. For those that don't know, this is based on or inspired by, right? I like to say that with the third party because I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. But this is inspired by Alex Murphy from the original RoboCop movie from the 80s. And this head sculpt, looks great. I think it looks pretty good, like almost spot on. And just like with Hot Toys, sometimes there's a downgrade in the final with present toys, and so that kind of I kind of expect that to happen here. If it doesn't, I hope it doesn't, but if it does, just kind of account for that as well. But yeah, this overall, that the head sculpt, the rest of the uniform looks good. There's him with his helmet on, like I was saying. It's going to be a pass for me personally, because if I were to get any figure from RoboCop, I would want the proper, RoboCop when he's resurrected, I guess, as you can say, hence the title, Resurrections of this stream, of this figure lowdown, as Mr. Cop himself, the robotic cop. But yeah, no, nonetheless, this looks good for all you RoboCops fans who want that representation. Have him paired next to RoboCop if you do have him. That would be a great addition there. And then here, Present Toys is teasing the character that would be inspired by Lewis's partner in the movie, the female. For those of you that don't recall or aren't aware, this is his partner, the Lewis, who's the female in the movie. And she's like kind of one of the ones that helps him come to light, kind of realize who he is, because when he's brought back as RoboCop, his memory's kind of wiped, but then she's kind of helping him to realize who she is, and so that kind of touches on that subject of like, what does it mean to be a human versus a robot, or just the memories of what makes a person type of thing, which is actually a really cool underlying theme in that movie, which is really cool. So yeah, awesome movie overall. But like I said, it's gonna be a pass for me, but it does look great. It does look good. And you guys want to share any thoughts or touch on that, or reiterate anything you said from the previous stream?
Yeah, I'm just sketchy about, I guess about almost 2 years now, when Present Toys presented itself. I really was really high on them, and for a very short, brief period of time, they were rising to be like one of my favorite toy companies. But where are they at? I mean, and now they're announcing this. Still have, they got figures that, I don't know, they're getting worse than So-So. They are very slow. And I don't know, man. I get frustrated by that kind of thing, because by the time I'm ready to get it, I'll probably be disenchanted. But just in general, I think that if you get a RoboCop in 6 scale, kind of makes sense to get this guy. So I'm considering it right now, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I'm just thinking, well, okay, if Present Toys drops it, I'll get it. If they don't, I won't. And they're also creeping up in their price as well. Head sculpt could use some tweaking. It's not the best. It's really damn close, and it could be the lighting, but it's a very good head sculpt. I just hope it sees the light of day, and the speed that Present Toys goes. Well, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to. While you were saying that, I was trying to think what the last Present Toys figures that was released, because the last one I personally got was the T800 Battle Damaged. Or the one that was based on the T800 Battle Damage from Terminator 2, the arm.
I think it was the Ghost Rider, the Skull Knight.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, I did. Yeah, I got that one too. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Last
I don't
year.
remember seeing it.
Yeah, it was last year.
Oh, it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that went up for pre-order like a couple of years prior to that, right? I'm trying to think. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just I don't know what happened to them, because they pumped out a few really quickly, or in a reasonable amount of time. But something happened, and maybe some of these companies, man, are finally getting heat from some of these IPs. I don't know.
Yeah, that or go ahead, Gio.
Was it Present Toys who made Blade, or is it So-So? I always get the
So, and that's what I do.
They each made one.
Present Toys did too.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they each made one. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, they did. But it's the So that I'm waiting for, and they're pretty slow. But I've got several So. They're my favorite third-party company by far.
Which Blade did Present Toys make? Which Blade?
The one from Blade 2.
Yeah,
from Blade 2. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the one I have. And then So-So's tackling the one from Blade Trinity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The only reason why I want the Blade Trinity is because it comes with 2 head sculpts. And one of them has an open mouth that shows its fangs. You don't get that with the present toy.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's all leather. It's still all leather too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I didn't like the movie, but I like the design of the costume with the red lining inside the coat.
Yeah.
And just the red sweater he wears under his vest. So that's kind of like I like. It's the blood red mixed with the black. Yeah, I think it looks fire.
Just like you have your hot toy fanatics who just can't wait for the next Stormtrooper. That's what So is for me, because I've already experienced them. I got, like I said, several. I got more So toys than I got any other line, and so they've proven to me. I like their figures. Like they've proven that to me. So there you go.
Yeah.
So that's how I stand on it. That's dope, man. That's a pretty dope one, though. I like that.
I still want that coat.
I'm probably gonna sell it.
Are you really?
Yeah, it doesn't fit my collection. It's cool, but yeah.
It is kind of out there, isn't it?
I was speaking of standing. I was gonna say the only thing. So I have the Present Toys blade. And I have that, like I said, battle damage. On those figures, the one thing they have in common is that they don't have a split cut boot, so you can't pivot side to side. The ankle is just all one piece, and I was gonna point that out here. It looks like that's the case here, so just FYI for those of you who aren't familiar with Present Toys figures, you can see here it looks like it's just all one plastic boot is gonna be. So just keep that in mind. You'll probably have some articulation front to back, like very little, just because again the boot's gonna be hitting the shin and the calf as you do it, and you're gonna have twists like rotation, but you won't have side to side. So yeah, just kind of
see that's So Toys, they got rockers down there. That's what I like about them. You can rock those ankles.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna do that with the blade as well, though, too, because I do have So toy figures, but I have like some of the X-Men, and they have the rocker, but I don't know how they're gonna do the blade. I didn't look at that part of that figure.
The blade. I don't think his boots are high, so it should be easy to move around.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they didn't. I mean, that's an articulation that's pretty standard with them. So it'd be kind of odd if they didn't do that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, there you go. That might be another difference. Yeah, I went through and I covered the differences, I think, on a previous figure lowdown. So I got to, if I remember, I'll put that in the chat too. If those of you watching who are interested in kind of do that comparison.
This looks good. This looks good, but like I mentioned yesterday, then I would need, at 209, the RoboCop.
Yes.
And I would need Lewis because they're gonna make Lewis. So then I'll need all stuff, but I think it looks really good. Like I said yesterday, I didn't know that third-party companies were making the separate rolling eyeballs now, but it looks like it's becoming a standard. All right, so
I picked up. I picked up Chun-Li by Starman Toys.
Oh,
third party. She's got rolling eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then on the Michael, to touch on what you were talking about, the time frame. That's one of the downsides, right, with third parties, unlicensed figures, is that because they don't have to adhere to like any standards or not, they're obviously not obligated to any contracts. They're kind of just playing by their own schedule, right? So they kind of just whenever they feel like they're ready to release the figure, then they can, unless I guess there's something internal that we're not aware about that they have to meet, someday like they have to meet. But it's regarding like the public deadline and demands, they can kind of release it when they feel they're ready. And that's why the estimates I give, the release dates I give are just estimates. They have like quarters, but as we all know, with third-party figures, that is usually pushed out for that reason, right? Because it's just it's up to them. They can decide whenever they want. They're the ones making the figure. They don't have to answer to anybody above them. So it's kind of a pro and a con there, right? Depending on how you
and
see
some
it.
of these third party companies only got only so little employees to work with them. So I mean, for something like this, I would rather them take their time and get it right. So that way we don't have to complain and bitch about oh, this is too short, or oh, this leg broke off of me, and all this stuff. We're not doing a Mondo.
No,
wow.
but taking your time is relative. Taking your time, 1 year and 3 years is two totally different. Taking your time.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tolerate that after a while. I don't care how great the figure is, because it's just not the way to do business. That's not. It's not good. I can understand, for certain things, but eventually, just get your act together.
Yeah, I think like between a year and a half and 2 years should be the max. Like if you go over 2 years,
and that's still too long if you ask me. But yes,
yeah, especially over 2 years, because I know even Hot Toys there's some figures that they're waiting for over 2 years now.
There is no reason for that.
Yeah.
Some people can use the time that they're waiting on their figure to actually pay off other figures that they have for pre-order. So,
and that is a financial nightmare I will never put myself through. That's a financial nightmare for me.
What about the of the three? Sorry, Fizzy. Of the three third-party companies, So, Mars Toys, and Present Toys, which one would you say is the fastest with their delivery, with their reveal or release, I should say?
Probably Mars.
Well, no, Mars Toys has come to a damn near screeching halt, because they would just like, it's so funny. Mars, So, and Present Toys all came out kind of blistering a bit, and then they just sort of went back into recessed back. So Mars is falling off too. Really, I don't know what's just what. I don't know.
I would say between the three, I think recently Present Toys seems to be
lagging.
Doing okay.
Oh
no, I mean they seem to release compared to So and Mars. I think Present Toys, because I was just looking back on the Ghost Rider. I thought it was longer, but I personally had pre-ordered that Ghost Rider by Present Toys at the beginning of last year, so like in January. I thought it was later, but apparently it was January. So granted, I don't know if that's actually when it went up or that's just when I pre-ordered it. But if you subtract a few more months from that, so let's say the end of 2023, and it ended up releasing late last year, like towards the end of the year, that's still like a little over a year time frame if you want to be conservative on that. Right.
Well, it's probably so much of a gap is kind of hard to remember, but you're right, because didn't they what on your show, wasn't that the Present Toys that's doing the Professor X's daughter from Wolverine?
Cassandra Nova.
Isn't that Present Toys?
No. Yeah, I think that's another company. I can't remember, but I don't think that was Present Toys.
Oh, you're right. It's a more offshoot.
Yeah, it was something else.
Oh, okay.
But still, Present Toys has kind of, there's gaps.
And remember, Mars did release the Riddler figure, but then shortly after they did the Alfred, and they released the Alfred too.
You're absolutely right.
Together.
Bilderberg.
That's a good point.
You corrected me. You're absolutely right. And those are fairly recent. Yeah.
I have that Riddler from Mars Toys. I pre-ordered the Two-Face from Mars Toys. That one looks really good. So I'm waiting for that Two-Face. Who knows how long that one will take? But yeah.
Well, that's a good sign, guys, because if those two come, maybe because literally, if I'm correct, we are already in the quarter that Blade should be dropping.
Yeah,
and it could be any day, any minute now.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Yeah, I was gonna say too on that to Michael's point that there is like a time frame where people kind of just like lose interest in a figure. Talking about how if a figure's there's a big delay, the 1 versus 3 years before it's released. I've heard other collectors say, you know what, that's just too long. I lost interest. The hype was there initially, but after a certain point, people lose interest and they end up canceling, which I definitely understand, right? Maybe your focus changes or you change your mind.
Right.
But on the other hand, the other side of that, though, I have heard and seen collectors, though, when the figure finally does come out and people are talking about it and how good it is, they're like, oh, damn, why'd I cancel that? I should have picked it up. And they go back and they either then try to find it and they can't, or they end up buying it anyways because of just like the consensus on what it is and how well it comes out. So, there's two aspects to that. There's two sides of that. And so, again, that's just up to, every collector's preference
right.
on how that is. And sometimes that's not always the case, all right? Sometimes when it comes out, it it is a sleeper, and you're like, oh man, okay, well, good thing I passed on that one. So you just don't know, right? We don't know until a figure actually comes out. But that's just it can go either way. It can go either way for sure.
Didn't Hot Toys make Murphy like a long time ago?
I thought they did,
I think you're right. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
It's been a long time though.
It was a long time ago. I forgot when, but I think it was more than 10 years. I could be wrong, but yeah, you're right. I think I do remember seeing it.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember seeing pictures of it before.
Yeah, I think I've seen one too. Yeah, of this one, Murphy.
But they never made a Lewis. I don't know why.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Anyone got anything else on this one? No. Okay. I think with that, Gio, you got to head out.
Yeah. I'm have to step out now, guys.
Okay.
Errands to go through. I mean, I'll be listening in. I'll be playing in the background. I've got some errands to run here today. But thank you for having me, BZ. Thank you so much. And a nice stream with you guys again.
Yeah, good seeing you again, buddy.
Mr. Bubble. So thank you.
Had an awesome time. I had an awesome time last night.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your stream, guys. I'll be lurking. So thanks so much.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. All right, Gio, have a good one. Thanks for joining us, man.
All right.
Talk to you later. All right, like I mentioned.
What a professional. I'm going to have to, bring him up on S-Beam stream. I'm going to say, hey, S-Beam, take note. That's how a professional does it.
Take note. Yeah, like I mentioned, friend of the channel, so you can find his the link to his channel in that section of my channel there. A lot of good stuff. Even with the stuff that he's doing with his membership for his members, man, he's putting in some work on there, which I haven't seen, if at all, any other channels doing. So he's actually taking time to put some effort into being a member of his channel. So go check that out if you're interested. He's doing good stuff over there. That's the movie canon. He also covers, again, of course, movies. He has like a stream where he goes over movies and TV shows and things like that, in addition to figures. Yeah,
right.
Yep. All right, let me get back to the chat before we go on to our next figure here. Before we move on, let's see, where was I? Big Rib in the house. What is up, Mr. Rib? So what's up, fellas? He says, what's up, Big Rib? Hopefully you're having a good weekend so far, my guy. Let's see, Mitchell Lawrence saying, I want a battle damage RoboCop 1. Yeah, I think I would prefer that as well. I think I mentioned on Geo's stream last night that I was on the wait list for the RoboCop 3 to at least have a RoboCop, because I think that had interchangeable battle damage parts, but that's already long gone. So, it's all good. If I really want one, I can always look on the aftermarket, just be patient, or the secondary market, and just kind of eyeball a price and just kind of wait for it to come down if I really want it. But we'll see. Maybe later on. Let's see here. Big Rib saying, I like the So-So blade. It's pretty good. Are you talking about the Susu or So-So or the Present Toys? Because I know the Present Toys, that's the one I have. Yeah. The So-So.
No, Big Rib has it. You got to tell me.
Oh, he does? Oh, he already got it?
I can't. The way he has that written out, it's hard to tell whether or not he's saying, from a vantage point, or if he has it. So
if he has it. Oh, I see. Yeah, let us know, Big Rib, if you mean like based on the looks alone.
Dude, it could literally, that thing is, it could literally drop any minute.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy.
You're just biting at you're like, come on.
Oh man, I want that. I want it so bad.
We got Valkyrie Magnus in the house, another fellow panelist who is usually on here but couldn't make it today. He had some stuff going on. He says, have a fun stream, guys. I wish I could join you today. No worries. I know, life and duties call, so it's all good, man. Maybe next time. Of course, I'm sure there'll be other times and you'll make it when you can. So thanks for joining us here in the chat, though, and watching in the background. SpongeBob Square Balls, the always classy Mr. Thomas Balls. Yeah. Hey, Feezy says, hello, awesome panel. Yes, thank you, sir, for joining us. Hopefully you're having a good weekend as well. Classy Thomas. Always a pleasure to have you here with us, man.
I've never had the pleasure of streaming with Classy Thomas, but one of these days.
Yep. You'll get your opportunity. Yeah. Really classy guy. I'm sure you've seen him. He lives up to his name. And of course we got my guy, fellow Cali Californian, low-key collector, Calvin, in the house.
Hey,
like,
Calvin.
What's going on, my
That's
dudes?
my
What is
dude,
up?
man.
Yep. Calvin, fellow collector, man. Thanks for joining us, Calvin. Hopefully you're having a good weekend as well. If you're just chilling and you want to come on, let me know. I know this is usually outside of your wheelhouse, but it's if you want to talk some figures, let me know. No worries if not, though. No worries if not. Let's see here. And, of course, my guy, another fellow 1/12, 1/6 collector of all scales, I should say. Philip the Fool, another great photographer here. Philip the Fool, he says, good afternoon, gentlemen. If you guys haven't already, check out his Instagram. He has a lot of cool posing and figure photography that he has on his IG. I'll put that in the description below after the stream as well. Yeah, really good stuff, man. He's a really good dude. So Philip the Fool, thanks for joining us, man. Hopefully you're having a good day. All right, here we go. Going on to the next figure, we have, sticking with 1/6 scale. This is the last, actually, of the 1/6 scale figures we're going to be discussing on the stream today. More 1/12 in this one than there is in 1/6. So we got the Kaustic Plastik Frankenstein here. And so I know a lot of you have kind of heard others discuss this already, give their thoughts, or this is pretty hyped up recently. I'll give my thoughts on this, and of course, as usual, give you the info. So there's 3 versions. Kaustic Plastik is offering 3 versions. One of them is exclusive to their website. There's a standard, a deluxe, and like I mentioned, the exclusive. So the standard is about 339 USD, which is 310 euro. So if you want to account for that, 310 euro. Deluxe is 450 euro, which equates to about 492 USD. That was as of yesterday, right? Because the conversion can change. And then 675 euro for the exclusive version, which is about 737 dollars USD. On that price, though, it's weird because sometimes I'll go onto the Kaustic Plastik website and that price in euro will change. It'll show like 675. Sometimes I've seen it drop down to like 552 or 553. And then if I refresh the page or go back and then go back into like select a specific version, that price for the exclusive will increase. So it's weird. I don't know what's going on there. And the NRD changes as well. Like, so I don't think
where are they based out of?
Italy.
They're based out of Italy. Kaustic Plastik.
There you go.
I'm not sure yet. Go ahead.
There's certain countries like the Philippines and Korea is another one where the dollar value goes up and down like you would not believe. And I'm talking about within 24 hours sometimes their dollars can devalue by several. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because that's crazy what you're talking about there, Phoebe.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the currency conversion, but this is like the euro listed price on the website, right? This is before I do the conversion to American dollars. Like the actual euro price is what's I'm noticing what's changing. So I don't know what's going on with that there, but like just something for collectors to be aware of. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say, like, when you go, is it infinite statues that you go through, right? Okay, so yeah, like on the top.
Yeah, it's whatever. When you go to Kaustic Plastik, you click on the buy, whatever version you want, you buy now. Then it redirects you to infinite statue.
Yeah. Like on the top, I believe top right, there should be like the 3 lines. You can change the currency from euro to USD.
Well, yeah, I mean that's standard with all of those guys, but what is not standard is these price drops and hikes up and down like it's a EKG machine. Because I would definitely like to get in when it drops at 125, 150 feet. You know what I'm saying? Holy cow!
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'm saying, it's like the euro price, and like it's pretty consistent too. I don't know if it's like
that's a
like
lot of
location
money.
IP based thing or region based, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know if you're experiencing the same thing, because it's like I said, it fluctuates between 675 and like 552, 553 euro. But just again, I'm just throwing it out there for awareness. Make sure I don't want collectors going out there thinking it's like 552 euro, and then when the actual bill comes in, it's like 675 euro. You're like, what the hell? So just be aware.
Because that's a hell of a drop.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah, the standard edition. So I mentioned there's 3 editions. The standard edition I have here on the screen. So this comes with the head, of course, with rolling eyes. Of course, Kaustic Plastik is including that.
Here we go.
10 hands and all the clothing you see here, in addition to the chains with the handcuffs and magnetic boots with the magnetic stand. So the base there, or that I should say the magnetic base, that the display base you see there is going to be magnetic across all 3 versions. And so this is the standard version. This is carried over to the next 2 versions. So everything you see here is just the basic, right? And then this is then carried over to the deluxe and the the exclusive edition. So speaking of, let me go ahead and just share this. So this is the exclusive edition. I just figured I'd include this because it's going to be easier. But the deluxe, right? So you have the standard, then you have the deluxe. The deluxe only includes everything you see here on the right? So this back wall, Frankenstein, the figure itself, and the chair. So that's all in the deluxe. And then the exclusive adds this additional cell door wall on the left that you see here. That's only with the exclusive version, right? So that's this is the exclusive here, the total package, and that's what's 675 euro there. So just keep that in mind. You got the standard, again, just a figure with the hands and the chain. Deluxe throws in the back wall and the chair. And then the exclusive throws in everything with the deluxe, but then throws in the cell door wall here. So you get that whole big diorama base. So just for clarification on that. Yeah, so this looks really awesome. I will say this looks cool. I was tempted on this, being a horror fan myself. I honestly didn't get into Universal Monsters from the get-go. My horror fan base kind of started later on, like from movies in the 80s, but I do know the significance and the role that these monsters played. And so, I was even considering, we're talking about multiple scale figures here. I know NECA also has a scale or a line of Universal Monsters. And, I was kind of putting the same reasoning to that, right? Do I get all these figures? Because if I get Frankenstein, I got to get, the rest of the line, because that's just the Universal Monsters, right? But I was like, you know what? I already have enough 12 scale, 10 scale figures. I think I can go without. And so I just didn't get any of them. So the same logic I applied to this, right? Like, as cool as this is, as awesome as this looks, do I want to, if I get Frankenstein, I'm going to want to get, the rest of the Universal Monsters. And do I want to do that and take up shelf space for that? So I just thought, I'm good. There are other figures that I want specifically from Kaustic Plastik, which we'll touch on here in a little bit. But yeah, for me, this is a pass. This does look good though. So I'll go ahead and pause it, and I'll turn it over to either you guys, whoever wants to give your thoughts on this.
Okay. All right, take it. Yep. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So can you zoom in on me for a second? I want to show you guys something. For years, this is the sideshow Frankenstein they did many years ago. This was my only representation of Frankenstein. I am so freaking happy they're doing this, because I needed an upgrade from that piece of shit for the longest. And yeah, I as soon as this went up on online, I pre-ordered it right away. I got the deluxe, but now I'm kind of wanting that door base, because it'll be so cool just to show him, coming out barging through the door, looking like he's about to attack somebody. It's just, photographer's dream with those dio bases. And you can buy them separately if you want. You don't even have to get the figure if you don't want it. Yeah,
quick on that note, and I'll let you finish, but you just reminded me, I forgot to add that in there. So on 1/6 kit specifically, I haven't seen anywhere else, but like Phil DeBurn was saying, you can buy both the backdrop, the back wall, and or the cell door wall diorama separately. But those are running, pretty expensive, right? Because they normally don't come like that. Like Kaustic Plastik doesn't even sell them separately. So I think it seems like he's buying up those editions and just piecing them out. I'm not sure, but if you're interested, so the back wall is 327 USD. On 1/6 kit, and the cell door wall, the wall with the door on it, is 334 USD. So just keep that in mind if that's an option.
But 1/6 kit, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, with shipping included. That's usually shipping included, I believe. So
yeah,
shop around.
Just double check.
Shop around.
Yep, shop around. Yeah, exactly. Shop around, exactly. Okay, go ahead, Robert. Sorry, or feel the burn.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, I as soon as this went up, I pre-ordered it from them, and I've got their Dracula too. So this will go perfectly with them. Maybe I can have like, the Dracula versus Frankenstein, like the movie poster where, Dracula is just like all arms up and ready to attack. And yeah, I'm really excited for this line. I really am. I can't wait to see that bride though, because yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask to clarify that Bela Lugosi Dracula. That's not part of this same like Caustic Plastik line, right? That was kind of like something different, or no?
No, it's all the same.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was just like a different line, like a part of a series under Caustic Plastik. But the same theme.
Yeah. It's all the same. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. But,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I was gonna say SixScaleMafia. Anthony SixScaleMafia. He did an interview with Fabio from Caustic Plastik. I'll put a link in the description for that below. Really informative, really cool discussion there. And he did confirm that this Frankenstein piece is going to be limited to 2,000 overall. That's across all editions. However, he didn't specify, nor does it specify on the site, how many will be allocated to each edition. I don't know how they're going to determine that. Maybe it could just be based on pre-orders. But so yeah, again, just keep that in mind. There's only going to be 2,000 total. And there's other retailers that are already kind of, selling these. So I don't know if that's already part of the 2,000 overall, or if it's like just 2,000 for his site. That's kind of still unclear. I don't know, Robert, do you know?
Well, I think like the the exclusive, I think that's the lower number orders. So I didn't hear anything about them only doing so many of the other versions too. So I mean, if that's
he said
true, then
2,000 overall on the on during that interview. Yeah, well, correct me if I'm wrong in their chat or in the comments, but I'm pretty sure he said 2,000 overall for across all the editions. Yeah.
Because I was like thinking, I'm like 2,000. That's kind of low. Because how many exclusives Hot Toys announced?
Yeah, that's true.
Like 30,000 or something like that, or three. Yeah, it seems like really low number 2,000. But I mean, that's their business. I mean, I guess we have to expect that. But yeah.
Yeah, he did emphasize though that he does want, he's really into making things limited and not making them again. So if when it does come out per his ideas and what his approach towards making figures is he doesn't plan on making this again or any of the other figures he's made again. Right? He's all about just one and done. I don't plan on making them again. Yeah, one and done. So something to keep in mind for you out there who are interested in this or any of these other Caustic Plastik figures. Something else he did touch on that same interview. Again, I'll link in the description below after this, but he did say that, again, being unique and only producing figures that no one else is doing, that's what he's really all about. He did say, though, that if anybody else decides to do like a Frankenstein or some of the other monsters that Caustic Plastik wants to do, that he will change his plans because they don't want to make something that someone else is already making. And so that had me questioning, I know he said he plans on, Feel the Burn mentioned a bride, and I think he already showed photos for the mummy.
Mm-hmm.
But that begs the question, right? If someone else then comes out and does those figures, is he just going to cancel those and just kind of move on to something else? Because that's what it made it sound like. Because he did say Universal Monsters or Genders, right? He said if anyone else does those, then we'll just do something different. We'll change our plans. So that kind of has me thinking, for those collectors who are interested in this and are hoping to complete a line, just keep that in mind. I don't know. That could be a possibility if he switches. If someone else makes these figures, then there's a chance that he just may not do the rest of the line. Because his justification was if you want that version of that figure, say, the mummy, then you can go buy it from that person, that company who made it. Or if you want that creature from the Black Lagoon, he specifically said this one also as well, that if you want that figure, you can go buy that from Mondo. And he was throwing no shade on Mondo. He was just saying, we're not going to do that because they have already are doing it. And so to me, that's kind of like, oh man, so just something to keep in mind for those of you who want to get in this Universal Monsters line. But go ahead,
and
Robert.
Honestly, I think that's kind of a mistake on his part, because I mean, Sideshow is about to do Universal Monsters. So is he saying that now that Sideshow is doing Universal Monsters, he's just not going to make any more? I mean, that's be silly. It'd be stupid for them not to do that.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. Yeah, but that's what. Yeah, again, unless I'm interpreting it differently, again, you guys can go and check out the video and listen to it for yourselves to make sure. But that's what it sounds like. That's what I took away from that conversation for what he said. And so he was like, and just like I said, based on the other stuff he said, he seems like he's more about doing things, making them exclusive, right? Not doing things that no one else is doing. He doesn't want to, copy other companies, and he wants to make it about the exclusivity and make unique characters, which I respect him for doing, right? Because not a lot of companies are doing that and staying true to their word. Some companies will say that, but then they'll kind of just come out and like either release a different iteration or a different version of the same figure. So it sucks for those who want, for collectors that come in later on and maybe missed out on a certain figure and they want to get that version, or they want to get something from Kaustic Plastik, but it's now with the prices are, kind of out of their league now, or it's just crazy high. But and he did address that too. He just said, well, I'm sure there's other versions you can buy. It doesn't have to be a Kaustic Plastik if you want. For example, if you want a Frankenstein and you miss out on this and you come in later in the game as a collector, and you don't want to if you don't want to pay the whatever the secondary market price will be, then you can probably get the Frankenstein from somewhere else or someone else who's making it if there is one. So just his whole mentality towards that makes me seem like if someone else does come along and make those other future figures he plans on making, he's just gonna say, okay, well, we'll do something else.
Yeah. So I mean, because I think Kaustic Plastik is doing it now, like getting all these Universal Monsters out now, because they know that Sideshow is going to do theirs, so they want to hurry up and do theirs, because it's like, well, we got competition and we're not trying to do that, but just like I said, it's silly for them not to do it, because I want the best version of the character that I am buying. If I'm paying the big bucks, I want it to be as accurate as possible. And that's what this is. Now, I'm not saying Sideshow can't do a great Frankenstein or whatever monster they're going to make, but I mean, given Kaustic Plastik's track record, I mean, so far I have the Bela Lugosi Dracula. I mean, I've seen the other figures that they have made, and they do excellent work. They really do. So, I mean, it's good to have options. Just don't leave other people out who want the best version they can. Leave that option open for folks who want that.
Yeah. No, I agree. It would be good for them to say this line, because for those of you who aren't familiar, I don't have any Kaustic Plastik figures yet, but all the reviews I've seen and just from the feedback I'm hearing, they make some really good stuff, quality materials. They use die cast or metal on their accessories where it makes sense. The bodies themselves seem to be pretty good, with the swappable, and something I didn't point out here, right? So the hands. So there's swappable hands, but some of the other figures, they have swappable forearms. They kind of pull off at the forearm and you can swap them there, so the hands are seamless. I know in the Toshiro Mifune figure, that's the way it is. You kind of detach it from at the elbow joint there, and it has seamless wrist. This one they just opted for the hands, the swap out at the wrist there, so that's kind of typical of what we see. But so I've heard only good things about their figures. But let me pause there and address the chat, and then Mike will get your thoughts. I know we've been talking. Philibert and I have been kind of talking up this figure, but we'll
isn't it shocking you how quiet I've been?
Shocking. Let me address the chat here real quick. Don't want to forget about you guys. Let's see here. We got Clinton Martin in the house. What is up, Clinton Martin? Howdy, folks. He says, thanks for coming through, good sir. Hopefully you're having a good day, my guy. Let's see here. Clint Martin saying, pretty sure the price changes are based on the current exchange rates. Pop culture is the same way. Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. Yeah, I do notice like in so pop culture is based out of Australia. Yeah, and I do. That's well. See, yeah. I think now that you say that, I think that is. It may be. There's something on there with your location and where you're visiting the site from. I think because I noticed if I just go to Pop Culture not signed in, it's one price in Australian dollars. But then when I log in with my account, I notice that price does drop down. It's still in Australian dollars, but the price is lower. So maybe that has something to do with it as well. I don't know. Or maybe it is have to do with it. There's some conversion there it's doing for you based on where you're at. So that's
I never knew.
I'll sum it up in 2 words: global economy.
Economy, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, when I go to Caustic Plastik, I'm not signed in on any of the website, and that's where the price still fluctuates. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that. I don't have an account created there, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it's interesting. There's something going on there. But just like I said, keep that in mind when you go to that site. Mitchell Lawrence saying, I'm glad they're based in Europe. It makes it easier for me in the UK. Yeah, I bet, right? It's one of the advantages so far, yeah, that you guys have for those figures coming out of Europe. You save on shipping there. Mitchell Lawrence saying, I'm waiting for the War Paint Conan. Yeah, that's another good one there. Yep. We got Loco Lou in the house. What's poppin', people?
Going on?
Yeah. What is up, Lou? Yeah, hopefully I did that justice. Hopefully having a good day, sir. My guy, thank you for coming through. I don't know if you're working, but if you are, hopefully you're having a good work day. If you're just enjoying your Saturday, we'll do that too, man. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Clint Martin here, he actually brought up a good suggestion. It's like probably could have made that door on the back side of the other wall and just flip it around. Yeah, that's a good point, right? So just like obviously in that case you can't open it all the way to kind of give that actual like have it operate like a true door. If you just put the door on the other side, you wouldn't be able to open it because then it would just be another wall. Oh, no, I guess no. Actually, I don't know. It depends, right? Because you would have to.
They'll just charge you double.
Yeah, yeah. But that would have been good to save money. That would to save costs there and give best of both worlds. As opposed to 2 separate ones. I know I've seen Hot Toys do that, right? They have those reversible bases. I know that the Bat Fleck has that. You know, one side is one type of design, and you can flip it around. And so they've done that before. So yeah, I'm not sure why Caustic Plastik went this route. But that cell door, like I said, is exclusive. So you know, maybe that's just an incentive to buy from their website. Not sure. Movie Cannon's asking, should I not wait for Sideshow for this Frankenstein? Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the thing. I'm sure the collectors are now kind of questioning having the same question, right? Just based on what we just said. But we'll leave it up to each of you out there. You know, just kind of gauge it how you want. You know, maybe no other company comes out and does other Universal monsters, and then Caustic Plastik's in the clear. But that there is a possibility, right? There's still that possibility that someone might be like, you know what? I'm not doing this after all. Someone else is doing it. Let's do something else. So I don't know. Just keep that in mind. That's for each of you out there to kind of weigh those pros and cons there.
And even if you bought from Caustic Plastik, you got a while because this is not coming out for quite a while. So you got time. So
that's I forgot to put down when that is released. Do you know when this more or less the estimated time of release for this Frankenstein?
I don't know.
No? Okay, yeah. I'll look it up here in a second. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you got some time to consider.
Because I got their Phantom of the Opera too coming, so I don't know when.
Oh, nice. Local Lou's asking, is Caustic Plastik distributing only in Europe? I do not see a USD conversion on their website. So the first question, I don't know if they're only distributing in Europe. I don't know if they have any official distributors. Do you know, Robert or Field of Burn?
No, I mean, like they ship worldwide. They do.
Right. No, they do, but I don't know if they have any official distributors though. That I did not look
right
into.
Now, all I know is Sideshow.
Yeah, it's more just like
you can get Caustic Plastik in more than just Sideshow. I've seen them in several places.
Yeah. I know for sure. Obviously, like the resellers, whoever wants to buy them, they can just buy them and turn around and sell them on their website. But as far as like official distributors, like Sideshow, the Hot Toys, that I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
As far as I know, they don't.
I'm sure, like the Asian retailers, they'll probably have this on sale.
Yeah.
They'll just probably have like the original, like the standard version, probably.
Yeah. Like I said, 1/6 Kit's already one of those Asian retailers that has it up already. So that's an option up there as well. And then your second question, the USD conversion. Lou, if you go to the top, I think Phil mentioned this earlier. If you go to the very top, you'll see there's an option for euros default. There should be a drop down. It's like right under shipping. It's like small print, but that's the top of their website. Maybe you might have to click on the figure, but you can convert it to other currencies as well. You'll see the drop down menu.
Yeah, you'll see the little flag. Yeah, you just press that, and then it'll show all the different flags. So, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, good call. Yeah, there's that flag there. P-Rock in the house. What is up, my guy? P-Rockzilla. Yeah, I need to go check out. They did a LWO stream last night that I need to catch the replay. But yeah, another friend of the channel. Check out the friends of the channel section for his link to his channel, to his YouTube channel. But yeah, LWO episode usually on Fridays. But what's up, P-Rock? Thank you for coming through. Hopefully you're good, man. You're not feeling it as bad, if at all, this morning, man. Have a good weekend, though. Thanks for watching, man. Thanks for watching. Man, a guy we haven't heard from in a while, Darth Profi.
That's my dude.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? What is going on, Profi? Good to see you in here, man. I know it's been a minute. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm looking forward to having you on sometime in the future. Not necessarily this one, because I know this is not your jam, but Hot Talk. More of this one if you want. Yeah. But yeah, man, good to have you here with us, man. Hopefully you're doing well and you're having a good weekend so far. Thank you for coming through. Movie Canon saying it's unknown if it's even going to be sold on Sideshow's website. Oh, yeah, I think he's talking about the classic plastic Frankenstein figure.
Just go on the Caustic Plastic and get it, Gio. Just go ahead and get it. Just get standard.
Yeah, just go and get it.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Mike, I know that was kind of Michael. I know that well, but do you have any thoughts you want to share on this figure at all, or just anything we discussed so far?
Yeah, and I didn't know, Phil the Burn, I didn't know that you had a figure from them. You got the Bela Lugosi?
Yeah, I have their.
You got them with you got them blown out with the coffin too?
Yeah, I got the coffin too, but it's so big. It's it barely fits into my detail. So
now let me tell you something. This figure right here, if this thing looks anything like it does in real life, this might very well be one of the greatest 6-scale figures ever done. The detail is absolutely incredible. When people talk about, and once again, we're talking only volume, the only reason why they're considered top of the heap is because of volume and because they have the cream of the crop of IPs. This company blows, I don't want to say blow, this company is truly at the top of the game. Try and find that Dracula is going to cost you some money after market. That's going to cost you. And I love the fact that he came out and said, hey, listen, man, somebody else messes with this, I'm out. Because this company is a niche company. This is not Hot Toys. Mm-hmm. They're in a different league. This company, like, you can't compare Hot Toys to this company, just like you can't compare Hot Toys, I'm sorry, to TV League. Different. There's a whole different variant that goes on here. So this guy, and I didn't get a chance to check out that interview, although I went there and I skimmed it a little bit, but I will watch it. But he's transparent when he says, I'm out if somebody else messes with this. So if you enter into this, you know what you're getting into. Don't cry. The other thing is, this is a niche company. He can afford to do this. He can afford to do it. He can afford to walk away from the money. There are people out there that can do that. And my hat's off to him for that, because now those who talk about exclusivity and how they miss it or how it's gone, this right here, this is going to be incredible. I'm pretty much. How much do they want for this? Easy. The whole package.
The whole package is
it's like around 600 or something.
Yeah, €675, which converts right now to like around $737 USD.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's. I mean, you know, literally, could I buy it? I probably could, but man, it would just take so many other figures away, you know, in one fell swoop. But my hat's off to the market. Look at this photography.
Yeah, man, they did a great job.
I think
Take note, Hot Toys and everybody else. This company, boy, oh boy, look at that. That looks just like Boris Karloff in the makeup. See, this is what what people don't understand. They're not only capturing Frankenstein, they're capturing the man under the makeup, because that's really what the essence and the most important thing about this character is. All of the Universal monsters were played by some of the biggest stars of that day. Yeah. These guys are like Harrison Fords and Denzel Washington, you name them. These were the biggest stars. So the only reason why these figures are so timeless is because of not only because of the lore of the character that Shelley wrote, but the actor behind the makeup. And this right here is a masterpiece of a representation of that. It makes me want to get it, because, but it wouldn't. It would so much dwarf. It would come in here and just blow away a lot of the other figures. And if I had a bigger place and I can spread things out, there's certain lines there'll be a separate place for them, because they would just eat up. Like I kind most of my TV league is kind of with themselves. I've infiltrated that line, but this is fantastic. And I don't know, man. I don't think I'm going to get it because of the cost, but
yeah,
2000 makes sense, because he truly wants to bring that old school. No. This is like Tiffany. But see, that's what it's. Those who talk about exclusivity, if you really want to treat it like that, you treat it like jewelry. You treat it like a Rolex. You treat it like a Porsche or whatever. If that's what you're looking for. So 2000, it makes sense, because man, there are going to be so many people that are going to go, my God, I got this. My God, I'm one of 2000, and that thing's going to be legendary if it looks anything like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said, man. Just like that's one of the reasons why I was tempted by it. Yeah, just for one, like the artistic nature of it, just the effort that goes into it. Kaustic Plastics, you know, their attention to detail, their love for, you know, just kind of doing what they do, and Fabio's love for these figures and making sure it's quality work. And again, just like the importance of this figure and just how good it looks. But yeah, same. If I had, you know, the space and the extra money to blow, then yeah, man, I would go in on this figure. But I just, you know, I'm thinking ahead. Okay, like, well, I need to give this up for some of the other stuff, like I mentioned, they're going to be doing, which kind of Lou mentions here. And again, this is all in the interview with, or the discussion, I should say, with SixScaleMafia and Fabio. Conan, Bloodsport, American Ninja Delta, yeah, that was all brought up. He did say, Kaustic Plastic did say, well, I think a lot of you know they're planning on doing Bloodsport. They have already done it. They're just waiting to put it up for pre-order, which should be soon, I think. But that's ready to go into production. So I look at it as, okay, I'm giving up Frankenstein because I definitely want Frank Dukes from Bloodsport, because that's, you know, one of the movies that I grew up with and I love. So I'm definitely getting that one. That's going to be limited as well. Same approach that he's taking for Frankenstein, he's going to apply to that. There's like a standard, deluxe, and exclusive, limited numbers as well. So yeah, I'm getting that one. And then, as others have mentioned, they plan on doing a Conan. Also, I think it was Conan the Barbarian, I think he said. Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, so I'm probably going to get that instead. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm giving up Frankenstein, which I was tempted at, but those two I would really want. So Frank Dukes for sure, Bloodsport, right? So it's kind of, Yeah, I got to pick and choose now. We all got it, right? Kind of,
yeah, but see, that's the thing with me. It's almost like, okay, just like with, thank God NR's coming out with those 12 scales. I'm doomed.
Oh yeah,
Because what I'm going to do with that, I'm not going to put those NR pieces up here with Marvel Legends. Those NR pieces, I'm going to put those suckers like, I'm going to light a section for them all by themselves. Because now I get a chance to get like a top of the line company and their first iteration of stuff. So I'm gonna be all over that stuff.
Yeah.
But if I had more room, a bigger place, if I got this, there's no way in hell I wouldn't get Dracula and so on and so forth. So it makes no sense for me to get this and not get. I don't have to complete a line, but there's certain other ones in it. I would have to get the Mummy. I'd have to get Dracula. I'd have to get the Invisible Man. Yeah. So I gotta let it go. But it's so fantastic. It's immoral.
It's crazy. This is
it's crazy good.
Clint Martin calculated some numbers for us. Thanks, Clint Martin. So he pretty much is estimating that just if you want that door, that exclusive door, it's about $244 USD if you kind of price it out and you look at the exclusive and how much the deluxe is and go from there. So yeah, just kind of give you an idea of what that door is and how much you think is worth to you. I will say that that diorama cell wall door or cell door wall is magnetic though, so it should attach to the other bases. I think is how it works.
Yeah.
So you can kind of give that appearance, like here, right? It's showing you, like for example, you would take off this piece. It looks like, right? If you don't want to if you want to connect them, you would take off this front piece for display, and then you can kind of just slide it in there. So that's cool.
And their magnets, their magnets are strong. They're super.
Are they? Oh, nice. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yep. I'll tell you this: the only reason why I wouldn't say, I'll be honest with you, if I had a chance to like have it in front of me and feel the textures and the weight and the change and look at him,
yep,
I could say that 732 ain't bad when you consider what you're getting in comparison to something like NR or Hot Toys. These diorama pieces are massive. Let's face it.
Mm-hmm.
They're friggin' huge.
Yeah.
And they're incredibly versatile. You can use it with a million. You can use these with Conan, damn it.
Yeah.
So the value when it comes to something like this, I'm gonna have to say the value's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not accounting for those who who pay attention to this. It's not who kind of factor this in, but the secondary market value, right? Because like I said, this is supposed to be limited to a 2,000 overall. The exclusive might be even lower numbers. And then once he does this, like I mentioned, Kaustic Plastik doesn't plan on doing this again. So they say now, but that could be a thing as well. So just thinking like you have something that not a lot of people have. Again, that obviously is the whole definition of exclusive, but for those of you who kind of add that in your like decision making for a priority or factors of whether you should buy a figure or not, that definitely will play a part in there as well.
Yeah. A lot of times is how fluid the accessories can be.
Yeah.
Can you pass them over to another IP and play around with that? That's a luxury.
Yep. Yeah, I know you and I have that in common. That's one of the things I was considering, like in the deluxe or even the exclusive. Like, okay, what else can I use that diorama for? Right. And that chair, even that chair. Like, what else can I apply that to? And then if I'm realistically going to use it, But then I was like, okay, am I actually realistically going to use it? I would be nice. So then I was like, a lot of questions go down my head. I'm like, damn, which one? What should I do? What should I do? But ultimately, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to pass. Go ahead, Philbert.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think my mistake was I didn't look at like the separate dioramas because I didn't know that you can buy the dioramas separately. So I went ahead and just went with the deluxe.
Oh no, you did right. You did right.
See, now I'm looking at that door. And it's really tempting to me to just go ahead and just get the door too. But
you mean get another door? You mean?
No. I only got the one with the back wall.
Oh no, dude, get it all. Go ahead, go. I'm going to enable you right. I'm going to enable the hell out of you right now. Get that damn door.
Now, come on now.
Get that damn door. What the hell's wrong with you, Phil the Burn?
What?
You're not getting the deluxe? Are you nuts?
Mr. Moneybags. I don't have it like that. No.
Oh yes, you do.
He's not Moose.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Stop buying stormtroopers, okay?
Okay. Since this is the second time we streamed together, I am in no way a Star Wars fan.
He's not.
All.
I used to be. I'm an extra.
Yeah.
I
never got into it. I tried to get into it.
Whatever. Listen, whatever you Jones for, whatever you Jones for it, or do multiples of, or whatever. Give that a rest and get the damn door. You don't need two of nothing else yet.
Yeah.
Get the door. you know you're gonna be glad you did. You know you are.
I probably will.
All right, there you go.
He's got time. He's got time.
I always say
we're done. We're done. He's getting it. We're done.
I always say I don't need it.
Go ahead, Fiji. Let's move on. Yeah. Phil the Burn's getting it.
We got him.
We got him.
Yeah, Mitchell Lawrence here is saying, yeah, I agree, man. Like, I love the fact they're doing different IP and characters outside of Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. Yeah, definitely a breath of fresh air when other companies are doing those other IPs. Again, one of the reasons why I do this stream, right, to kind of show that there are other figures out there besides the main three. Although I do cover some of those if third party does those, like figures or characters from those three, but there are like a bunch of other characters out there, and so kind of want to share that with everybody else who may not be aware or familiar. Okay. As most of us are. Yeah, go ahead.
Last question.
Oh, here we go. Yes, sir.
I remember on Gio's channel, you mentioned that one of your fantasy figures was Darkness from Legend.
Oh,
yes, sir. Yeah.
I can see it happening. Caustic Plastik is going to do a Legends line.
I think they will.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm with you, Phil the Burn. I can see, man. I hope so. Oh God, if they do Legend.
Yeah. You can. Yeah, right here. It's right here on record. If they make that, I will definitely buy it, because you're right. That was one of my fantasy figures on the Figures Talk Movie Canon stream. And I do want that figure, because that figure would be so badass if they did it justice, right? If it came out like the same quality they put in the Frankenstein or any of the other figures they've done, I would definitely buy it. Yeah, that figure looks badass.
That might break me, Feezy. That figure would probably break me. I would probably... No, I'm serious. They do him. They do my boy Curry. I think I'll get it.
There you go. Yep, there you got two on record. You got two on record there. For those of you that don't know, we're talking about Lord Darkness, or Darkness from the movie Legend with Tom Cruise, and Darkness was greatly played, I should say, by Tim Curry. Yeah, it was well done. I think he made the movie personally. Yeah, brilliant. He made the movie. Yeah, so great. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It doesn't. I know the storyline doesn't hold up, but special effects, practical effects, makeup, set design, that makes up for everything else. Yeah, it's awesome.
Sick, man. It's so sick.
Really well done. They won't do this, but I want a Meg.
Oh yeah, that would be cool too. I would want that as well. Yeah.
Oh,
Meg
what?
Knucklebones. It's another character that's in the movie. The sea hag, like or the sea witch. Her name was Meg Knucklebones. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, what is it? Okay, I got you. I thought you meant Meg, that giant shark. I was like, what?
Oh, Meg, yeah. Shut up, Meg.
You got the king shark. You don't need a Meg.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Mitchell Lawrence saying in regards to like the preference in kickboxer versus bloodsport, he says I would have preferred a kickboxer. Yeah, that would be cool too. Yeah, to have him in his like final outfit where it's just like the headband and the gloves with the glass. Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah, sorry guys, I can't. I'm not getting through all the chats here. I know, but I appreciate you all coming through and keeping it active. There's a lot going on, so sorry if I skipped you all. Don't you know me, boy? Great movie. I love that movie. Yeah, that's a quote from Legend. Yeah, all right. Anyone got anything else on this before we go on to the next one here?
That's about it.
All right. So, like I said, this is the last of the 6 scale figure news or talks we'll be doing. Now we're going to switch it up to 12 scale. First up on the 12 scale side, we have, so I talked about this last week. This is the Mythic Legion's Beyithirr. 2 weeks ago, or I should say on the previous figure lowdown, that was more of like a preemptive. This is before it went up for pre-order, kind of like what to expect and the information I had at the time. But now, since then, it's gone up. It's up for pre-order. This is a crowdfund project, a crowdfunded figure that they're doing. And this went up March 7th, so last week. And it's only going for a month. As of right now, it's only going for a month long. And they said they weren't going to extend that, so collectors only have that month. It will end on April 6th, 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Wait, did I get that right? No, sorry. That should be 8 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, just keep a lookout. Let's go off of 11 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, it's on their website. All this information's on there. Like I said, I'll link that in the description below, so you guys can go jump on their website. This will only be sold through their website. So there's been multiple streams on this from Four Horsemen themselves and some other people who've also been working on that project or who are kind of related. And so there's been, throughout all the streams, there's been some information kind of spread out. And so I did my best to kind of summarize, and I'll do my best to kind of do that here and give you all the info that I've heard and that I've come across and listening to those streams and kind of from what I'm reading here. So that's kind of the whole point of this part of it, is just to kind of summarize for you all and make it easier. So I may even just clip this out and do it as a separate video for those who just want to reference this. So, all right, here we go. So there's the base dragon. So the base dragon by itself is 550 USD is what they're aiming for. They need 2,000 units to get this into production, right? So that's, again, this is crowdfunding. That's what they're going for, 550 USD. And they've said on numerous streams that they did the best they could to lower it down. So the way they set up this whole crowdfunding, the different parts and the aspects of it are so that they can make it as minimal as they can. So all the decisions they made is so they can get this as affordable as they can for collectors, because this is a huge piece, right? This is a huge dragon. It's like over 31 inches long, or it can be, right? If you extend the tail from the nose to the tail, it could be up to, I think, like over 24 inches high, I believe it was. I forgot. I need to get the measurements there. But the wingspan alone is over 48 inches as well, if you have like the spread out wings. So it's a big figure overall. So the dragon itself, 2,000 units needed, 550 USD, and that comes with everything you see here on the left, right? So you have the folded wings, that head with the neck, and that the tail. So there's 50 points of articulation in the dragon itself. It's going to have ratcheted wings and legs because, again, it's going to be a heavy figure. So they wanted to make sure that the legs and the wings kind of stayed in the poses they have, and the legs can support the body. So those are going to be ratcheted. They did show off the articulation in one of their videos recently, which I will also put in the description below for you to reference. They kind of had some early test parts printed out and to kind of see how the articulation is going to work. So those two things for sure are going to be ratcheted. The wings and the legs I know of. I'm not sure about anything else is going to be ratcheted, but they did test the articulation and everything else to kind of show what that's going to look like on the early models. The tail itself is going to have 17 points of articulation. So let me see if I can zoom in. I'll bring in another photo here. I don't here. Okay, so I'll just kind of zoom in here. So each of the tail points is going to have about 17 segmented pieces here, from the base of the body all the way down to the very, about like right here, about 1 inch out from the end of the tail. So about up to here, there's 17 different segments there you can articulate it. Then this final last 12 inches, that's going to be a bendable tail piece there. So that's going to be like a bendy wire there at the end, which I think is really cool. The head here on this is going to have an articulated jaw. So this jaw is going to have, it's going to articulate so you can have it mouth open or closed. Again, which is awesome. That's the included base head. And then the dragon itself is going to be about 30 to 35 pounds. So it's going to be heavy. I bring that up because shipping has been a big concern so far. I know I mentioned that in my previous figure lowdown episode. Not only is this going to be big, it's going to be heavy. So shipping is definitely going to be a consideration you're going to have to take into account. And again, they showed videos and photos of this box of they have an idea of what the box is going to be like. And it's going to be big. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is just for the base dragon. Yeah, so it's going to be huge. Shipping is going to be up there. But again, they wanted to sell it directly from their site because that's going to offer the least amount of shipping expenses. Whereas if like they crowdfunded it, for instance, or if they ended up having some sort of official distributor or retailer, then they would have to pay for shipping to those retailers, right? And then they're probably going to incorporate that in the price, and then they would have to ship it to you, the end user. So it's just, they try to cut out the middleman basically and bring those costs down as much as possible. They did, however, offer a local pickup option. They're based in New Jersey. And so for those of you who live close in the area and you want to pick this up, that's an option. So free of charge, right? You can go and pick it up locally. However, it's only at designated times that they'll kind of designate later on when it's time to pick up. And you can only pick up after everyone else's, all the other dragons have shipped out to the people who paid for shipping. Those are all going to ship out first, and whatever's left, then they're going to allow people to go and pick up in person at their New Jersey warehouse, I believe, or their New Jersey location. So that is an option. Also note that is a default option. So if you go to their website and order this, and you just kind of click through, and you don't pay attention to the shipping, or you see, oh, free shipping, I'm going to select that. Again, that's only for local pickup. Is free ship or zero shipping, right? Because they're not shipping it. So you kind of have to look and pay attention to see what shipping options are on there. If you do accidentally select free shipping and you can't pick it up at the designated times that they set later on, they will then charge you a shipping fee to ship it out, and like some what do they call it? Like a retaining type of percentage for holding the item, because they had held it for you, and it's just like, I forgot, like a stocking fee, I think, because it was a stocking fee. So they'll charge you that in addition to the shipping fee if you do select pick up and then you don't go pick it up. So just be wary of that. I just say that for those who may not be paying attention. So make sure you pay attention to that. All right. So the wing will rotate around. They showed that, and it will have a disc hinge that can kind of fold up and down. So it will have those types of articulation. Like I said, that'll be ratcheted, the hinge portion of it. So it'll stay in place. All right, so that's the base dragon here. And then you have some tiers. You have some unlocked stretch goals, right? So at, let's see where we're at. At 2,500 units. So again, the dragon itself needs 2,000. At 2,500 units, you will unlock who they call Sir Benegar. That's this knight here. And that's the base knight. Let me swap tabs here. So this knight here will come included free of charge, right? It'll just be thrown in with the price if you get to 2,500 units. And this is all that will unlock at 2,500. So the figure itself with the sword and the sheath. So that's at 2,500. And then let's see here, if you get to 3,000 units, you will unlock the upgrade set for this figure, which is everything you see here. So in addition to the figure, you will get a broadsword with the scabbard, the dragon sigil that attaches to a shield, the dagger lance, an extra head, and a helmeted head you can see there in the chainmail, and soft goods tunic and the cape, right, which will be wired. The cape will be wired. I'm not sure about the tunic, right, but that will all be included on the upgrade set, which is unlocked at 3,000 units. And they did say that the helmet and the pauldrons for this figure are new sculpts that are will be first introduced for this figure specifically. And I did ask on their Facebook post if there are any plans to maybe do like a variant of this figure later on, or because how figures in Mythic Legions have done them themselves, right? They kind of will put out a figure and they'll put out like a variant, like in a different color, or like they'll kind of change some design and resell it later. Because they're advertising this is exclusive to this set. So, I asked them, will this be available in a variant later on? And they said, well, maybe not in this deco specifically, but they may reuse some parts, either maybe the helmet or the pauldrons or some other pieces later on. So that was kind of, I think a roundabout way of saying yes, they probably will have this figure later on in some fashion or another. It may not have the same pauldrons or the same helmet. But yeah, so just keep that in mind, right? It may not be in this color and green. They may switch it up somehow. So that could be a possibility out there for those of you wondering. All right. And then at 4,000 units, so if they sell 4,000 units, again, this is just a base dragon. You will unlock this Ashen Skeleton here. This is locked at, unlocked at 3,500 units. So 3,500 units will unlock just the base skeleton with the sword, right? And that's all you get. And then at 4,000 units, you'll unlock everything you see here, which is the 2 additional heads, the orc head, the vampire head, an extra set of hands, the spear, and let's see here, the shield. I don't see the spear there. Maybe I'm missing it. Oh yeah, there it is. That's part of it. There we go. Right here. So everything here is in the upgrade set. So again, this is base Ashen figures at 3,500. Upgrade set here's at 4,000. And so far, those are the stretch goals I have. That's, let's see, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 stretch goals that they have, and they don't have anything yet above 4,000. So that's where they're sitting so far. So I know I kind of did a lot of information, a lot of talking. I'll pause there for a minute. There's other stuff I'm going to go over, but do you guys have any questions on anything that I showed so far, Mike or Feel the Burn?
Yeah. Some corrections. There is another tier, if I'm correct. I saw a video showcasing this figure.
Yes, I'll get to that. I'm not done yet. But wait, there's more.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were done. All right. Well, you asked for.
No.
Okay. Well, now I'll let you finish.
No, that's just on stuff that I've discussed so far. Like this is all just a base figure and their tiers. Okay. There are 2 other crowdfunded pieces to this, and I'll get that. But okay. I mean, just like on what I've discussed so far.
Okay. Well,
anything on that?
Then I was going to talk about this figure with the all of the accessories in mind. So why don't you go ahead and continue, or Feel the Burn, and then I'll put in my 2 cents in after you're done.
Got it. All right. Sounds good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Didn't want to hog up all the glory there.
No, not that. I mean, the fact that I know you know the other tier, I'd rather wait for you to introduce that, and then because one of the reasons, I'll talk about it after you do it. It'll make sense. It'll make sense. Gotcha.
Understood. All right. Okay. So, going back here. So, like I mentioned, that was just a base dragon. I say that because in addition to, as part of this, there are 2 other crowd-funded aspects to this, right, that are not included with the base dragon. So I already went over what the base dragon is and all the multiple stretch goals for that. So now what we have here is the Fiery Breath add-on set, right? Again, this is its own crowdfund goal, right? This has its own minimum with its own stretch goal. So this is separate from the base dragon. This is not included, and you can't like buy it as like if you think of a Kickstarter, right? Usually when you back a project, you can then include what they call add-ons, right, for an additional cost. You can't do that with this. This is a completely separate like crowdfund item. So this is a Fiery Breath add-on set. This is $150 USD, and this is unlocked. They need 1,000 units of just this to go into production, right? So if they get under that, then obviously they won't proceed with this. They need 1,000 units to get this in production. And again, this is, because this is separate, you can only just buy this add-on set here, right? This is, so if you don't want the base dragon and you just want to get this, what I'm going to show you here, then that's an option as well. So just keep that in mind. So it unlocks at 1,000, and this includes the base portion of this this portion. This Fiery Breath add-on set comes with this starting at the neck right here, right? So can you see my area? Yeah, my mouse. All this long neck part, and this open mouth head sculpt, and this fire effect, and the base fire effect here, and the tongue, right? So that's that, and then the base figure here, which I'll touch on in a little bit. So those items will come included in this Fiery Breath add-on set. The mouth, the jaw on this head is not articulated, right? They made it specifically to add this Fire Breath effect in there, and that is swappable with the tongue. So you can see the tongue here. You can swap out the tongue. So you have 2 display options. If you don't want him breathing fire, then you can put the tongue in there instead. So you can do that. And this head is supposed to be swappable with the other neck, right? The base neck here. Those two head sculpts are supposed to be interchangeable. And of course, you can swap out the long neck piece on the body for either one. However, the fire breath effect is not, you can't put that in this, the base head. Even though you can open and close the jaw here on this head sculpt, you can't insert the fire effect because the tongue is not removable on this. So just keep that in mind. I mean, technically, if you want to jam it in there or cut out the tongue, then I guess you could force it in there, but it's not made to do that. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. It will only, out of the box, it'll only connect into this head sculpt here. And I mentioned the fire base here is included, right? That kind of goes down underneath this fire effect. The tongue. And so then this base figure here is also included as part of this $150 set of this Burning Knight. Let me swap over to that. Here we go. So this is the base Burning Knight figure here that is also included in part of that 1000 unlock. It comes with that flaming sword, the 3 interchangeable head sculpts, and then the 2 pairs of hands. And this will come in, all the figures that are part of this set or that will be unlocked, they come in their own box too, right? So they're not going to come like just packaged next to the figure, like the dragon, like in a separate foam cutout or whatever it is. It's going to come in its own separate box. So if you wanted to just sell those separately as, you know, as is, you can do that. It's going to have its own artwork and things like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So this is the base again. This dragon head sculpt, this additional dragon breathing set, the tongue, this base fire, and the base figure are unlocked at 1,000, and that's all $150. So again, this has its own stretch goals, and this is kind of showing an up close look at some of the head sculpts here. So this has, like I said, it has its own stretch goals. So if this reaches, yeah, I know, sorry, it's a lot. If this reaches 1,250 units, so 1,250 units, then this Burning Knight upgrade set will be unlocked. And so that's everything you see here, the interchangeable bottom half of the feet, the fire feet, another set of 2 more additional hands, and then you have these gauntlets, these gloves, interchangeable fiery gloved hands, another pair of feet, and the shield. Right, and then another skeleton head sculpt in chainmail, which they show here. Right, so this is the what you unlock at 1,250 units. And then this is the overall set with all the upgrade pieces here. And for comparison, the base figure, again, comes with just like the metal-looking hands and the metal-looking feet that you can see down there. That's part of his armor. And then the upgrade set is the fiery feet and the fiery gloves. So that was, again, separate for the Fiery Breath add-on set. Okay, so the third aspect, here we go. We're not done yet, folks. I know it's a lot, right? So the third aspect, crowdfunded piece to this is, where are we at here? Let me go back. Is the Epic Wings add-on set. Again, this is its own separate crowdfund, also $150. And this is the expanded wings I was talking about, that each wing is like 24 inches in length, right? So that's going to be over like 4 feet altogether on the dragon wingspan, if you include the body. And so this allows more for like that flying look, right? So the base set of this will have the wings and that ashen skeleton, or not, sorry, just the ashen figure, not a skeleton. It's the ashen figure that's included in the base. Let's see here. 1,000, same thing, 1,000 units to unlock, 150 USD. And the figure, that ashen figure, the base figure just comes with the staff. Let me go to a photo of that here. Let me zoom in here. Here we go. Right, so it will come with that staff, and I think it comes with this shield as well. So this will be the base ashen figure that comes included with the Epic Wings set. Again, if you just want to buy the wings for whatever reason, just to get this figure, probably you can do that. You don't have to buy the dragon. You don't have to buy the Fiery Breath set. If you just want to get this for this figure, or the wings, again, for whatever reason you want to have those, you can do that. So you kind of pick and choose. There's like a la carte options here. So that's 1,000 units. At 1,250, so 1,250 units, you unlock the upgrade set for this ashen figure, which is, let's see here. Did I pass it? Let's see here. So I guess maybe I don't have a photo of everything here, but you unlock 2 additional heads, zombie heads, an extra set of hands, the sword and the shield. So, okay, yeah. So the sword and the shield are part of the upgrade set. The different head sculpts, 2 different head sculpts. So the base figure just comes with, like I was saying, the staff here that he's holding here on his left hand, and the 1 head sculpt here. I'm trying to see if I can find a photo. I have to go back to this photo here and zoom in. So yeah, so this looks to be the base figure here, the staff with this broken jaw. I think that's the base figure, and these 2 additional head sculpts here on the bottom. All this stuff is part of the upgrade set, and that's unlocked at 1250. And again, all these are all on Four Horsemen's Facebook page, right? I know I don't expect everyone to memorize it, but this information is out there. Again, I'm just summarizing it here to kind of consolidate everything. And so yeah, that was all the tiers, all the sets. I know it's a lot. I've seen some of the questions, and some collectors speaking up saying, like, why don't you just include the wings, make the wings and the alternate head sculpt with the fire breath effect as part of stretch goals. And then Four Horsemen did address that, saying that, those pieces by themselves are already expensive, so it wasn't feasible to add them in there, because then I'll just drive up the cost of the base dragon, and then of course that'll increase the cost of shipping. And so they just reiterated, they didn't include them at first because they wanted to make the base dragon as affordable as possible, right? They increase that other stuff. If they add that other stuff, they're going to have to increase the price and the shipping on those items. And so I've seen that question. One question that came up for me, that I just realized recently that I wasn't aware on my last figure lowdown, that I was going to bring up as a thought, but I kind of had more insight into it, was that if you read on Four Horsemen's website for the Order of Beyithirr, this dragon, they do mention the 5 pillars of the old world. I think it says, and Beyithirr is supposed to be one of those pillars, implying that there's still possibly going to be 4 other pillars, right? 4 other dragons, it seems like. So they said dragons that were considered pillars of the old world. So then the question comes in is, like, are they going to do other dragons in the future? And if they are they going to be crowdfunded? Are they just going to kind of be variants of this dragon? I don't know. I asked that questions on a couple of the posts. They have yet to respond to that question specifically. So hopefully they're not ducking me. Hopefully I'll give them some time to see if they address it. But I understand they want to get this funded first. I know that has come up before. They all want to get this funded because this has been their dream project, and I know a lot of Mythic Legion's hardcore fans are already in on this. But for everyone else who's kind of more of like a casual collector of Mythic Legions, like myself, and who may only want one dragon, this is a big purchase in itself. And so if I'm aware that there's going to be other dragons, I'll definitely want to know that ahead of time so I can hold off and wait and see what those dragons look like. Because again, the description for this dragon saying that he's like the pillar of the west, the warden of the wood, kind of implying like they might be elemental dragons, right? So this is like the wood dragon, quote unquote. There might be a fire dragon, a water dragon, or again, there's like 5 pillars total, possibly 5 dragons. Kind of similar to McFarlane did his dragons, right? He had one for different aspects. There's like the sea dragon, the water dragon. So I think as collectors, we should know that, because again, this is a big purchase. If we only plan on buying one dragon, I think we should know if they have plans for that. And again, Four Horsemen, they're not really entitled to say, they don't have to tell us, right? They can kind of keep quiet about it because they have their own agenda to kind of get this funded, which I understand. But so far they've been pretty transparent about this whole process, right? So I would think if they want to be consistent with that transparency and being open about it, they would share that information. Because how many of us as collectors, right? Hot Toys, Marvel Legends, or whatever, how many of us would have liked to have known that they were going to do another version of a figure that we wanted, and we would have held out for that one, right? And those figures, they don't tell us either, right? Hot Toys doesn't come out and say, hey, we plan on doing this version of this figure in the future, or we're going to 2.0 this. So from that regard, as a business aspect, I get it. They don't have to tell us. But Four Horsemen's already kind of been open about some of this stuff. So I would hope that if they know that they're going to make other dragons, or they have an idea, that they would tell us, so that way, you know, again, that we could be aware. But I don't know. Yeah, so I'll kind of hold there. I'll bring that topic up again if you guys get your thoughts. But the figure, any of the figures that we discussed so far in the dragon itself, I'll turn it to you guys and get your thoughts on that first. Mike, go ahead. You were going to say about one of these figures.
Well, first of all, I did see a video of this being not so much unboxed, but being revealed and shown. This thing is massive. Holy! And if you got like a vehicle, I don't mean a McFarlane, but I'm talking about the Jazz Inc. So I don't even think you're gonna. This thing is freaking huge. The price. I look at this thing and I compare it to like a HasLab. And when I look at this thing and I look at HasLab, this thing is really got value. I mean, wow. I dig dragons. I have no room for this monster. But boy, is it! I think it's really worth it. And then the other thing is, I think this thing is more suited for statue collectors, because the real estate it eats up is incredible, especially if you put these accessories. If you put that stream of flame, I think is 2 feet by itself.
Yeah.
Where are you going to display it if you put that? My God.
Yeah.
Yep.
But and the other thing I heard, the Ash figure, and I'm not sure if it pertains to all of them, but I'm pretty sure that Ash figure, once all of this stuff is sold, that figure gets destroyed, never made again. So there's another aspect to this thing too. That and I think maybe more than him, but there's at least one figure I heard them say, no, that's going to get destroyed. It'll never be made again. So, and then of course some companies will tell you that, and then a 2.0 to come out. But
yeah,
but this company right here, Mythic Legion, their fan base is rock solid. This is a great company too.
Yeah,
this company doesn't joke around. So I would really love to get it, because I dig dragons, and I could put it in all kinds of fantasy dioramas, but I just don't have the space. But the price, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, and just kind of adding it all up, right? So if you were to go all in, right, you get the base dragon, $550 USD, and both add-on sets, so the wings and that fiery breath set, that's $150 a piece. All that together is $850, right? That's just for the products themselves, and then you tack on shipping that they're going to be shipped in 3 separate boxes, right? Each is going to have its own box. So you're going to have shipping on top of that. You're probably looking at close to, and tax where applicable, that could be close to over $1,000 or $1,000.
Yeah.
That statue collectors throw that kind of change around all the time. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But for them, I would venture to guess that, this would be good value.
Yeah. Yeah, and to touch on what you mentioned, Mythic Legions, they do a great job. I'm a fan. I have some of their other stuff too. I have a lot of their figures actually, and so I kind of pick and choose. I wouldn't say I'm hardcore. I know there's probably some definitely more hardcore fans out there. They have their dedicated fans, than I am. But they do great work on their figures. And this dragon looks great. Like I said last time, my previous stream, this looks great. The sculpt is great on here. Yeah. Joker J. Speaking of, thank you for joining us, Joker J. Hopefully you're doing well. He says paint apps are on point. Yeah, man. On this prototype, the paint apps on this look great. The sculpt looks great. This dragon just looks badass overall. And
do you know the other advantage for particularly like statue collectors is that you got something that's massive, but it's still articulate.
Yeah, exactly. And they kind of pointed that out too on their streams, the Four Horsemen. They're like, if you wanted to, you can just set it as your centerpiece, or you can display it multiple different ways depending on sets you get. But yeah, man, this looks great. And I had mentioned I already had a spot where it was going to go.
Oh, you're going to get it?
Well, initially, I was thinking about it. But then, like I said, when I found out recently that there's potentially other dragons that could come out, right? Again, they haven't responded to my comment on their post, so I don't know. So for now, I'm gonna presume that they are gonna come out with other, just the way kind of some of the things are worded on their site.
Yeah.
Because I would hate to buy this, right? Thinking initially I thought this was the dragon they were gonna do for a while, but once I read more into it, and it seems like there could be, yeah.
Are you insane?
No, I'm just thinking smart, man. You should know. Being patient, right? Patient pays off. Patience pays off.
Why do you need a whole line? Just having this is an art piece alone. This could be the centerpiece of anybody's collection. It doesn't even need 2, 3, 4, 5 other iterations. I mean, just for the sculpt and everything is as an art piece. So you mean to tell me you got room for 7 more of these?
Oh, no, good sir. Yeah, so you're not hearing me. Michael. So what I'm saying is, I would hate to buy this one, and then if they do in fact make other ones,
you would be tempted.
One that I would have preferred. Yeah, one I would have preferred to have waited for. I would have got that one. So that's what I'm saying. Earlier, my example was how many of us have bought some other figure, like a Hot Toys, for example. Gotcha. I'll use the Chrome, the Mandalorian, right, from Hot Toys, where they came out with the initial version. They then came out with the Beskar. Then they came out with the Chrome version. Had we had known that they would have done the Chrome version, I'm sure some collectors would have waited. And I followed that up with
Got a question.
Yep.
If this was the only one they were going to put out, would you get it?
Yes. If it was the only one and I knew that, then yeah, I would get this.
Okay,
but there's just too many other factors.
Stop leaning on what you know. Because guess what?
Yeah.
While you're waiting to see whether or not other ones could come out, a bus could kill you tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So why are you anticipating? Why are you anticipating something that doesn't even exist?
You can apply that to anything. You can apply that to you getting Mantis, right? Why wait to get Mantis? You can get her today if you wanted, right? It applies to any figure. No.
Don't even try.
It applies. It applies the same.
I'm not waiting to get Mantis because I think they're going to come out with 19 variants of it. I'll get that.
No, but you're waiting for the price to lower, right? On Mantis before you get
nothing to do with the figure itself. We're talking figure. We're talking having.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yep. So I'm waiting to see if they come out with other dragons, right? Because if that other dragon that they come out with is better, in my opinion, than this one, then I'd want to get that one.
And then 5 years from now, when it still hasn't come out, and this figure is still going up in value, Fiji's like, well, I just have to wait a 6th year. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's something I have to consider. You're right. That's something a lot of us consider. Do we wait? Either in your case, do we wait for the price to drop, or do we wait for another version to come out, or do we just buy it now and enjoy it while we can? You're right. That's the decision that I make for some of the figures that I buy.
Another quick question. So are you telling me that is this something that is already out, or this is something an IP that Mythic Legions has created, correct? This is not coming from
correct.
Okay, so.
So
you're not familiar with any other dragons? Like there's another dragon of this lore that looks this color. You're just thinking, well, they may come out with a dragon. I'll go, wow, that color scheme and everything looks so damn cool. I should have waited for that.
Exactly.
Okay, I understand. Exactly. I understand because it would be like waiting for another kind of paint job on a Maserati or whatever. So I don't see what other color schemes they come out with before I buy this one. I understand that. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like the your Batfleck situation, right? Like if you didn't know about the 2.0 and you wanted to get a Batfleck, would your thought process it's something similar, right? If someone was in your position, I'm going to wait to see what Hot Toys comes out with, and then they come out with this 2.0. Now you're waiting for that one, and that's your Batfleck that you want above all others, right?
Well, the only reason why I say that's different is because the only thing that was stopping me from getting Batfleck is that I decided I wasn't sure I wanted to buy a used one from somebody.
Gotcha.
So I had no choice but to wait. And then when Hot Toys dropped that 2.0, I went, well, it looks better than the first one because the first one is Kyle. He looks like he's got a bird's beak. This one,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. This one,
right.
And you know,
that's where I'm at, right? Because like before you knew about that Batfleck, that 2.0, right? You were just kind of working off the options you had. But now this better one comes along, this 2.0, and you're like, oh, damn.
I had none.
Yeah. You don't have, what do you mean? You don't want any of the Batflecks before that?
There was nothing out there that I was going to. Dude, BVS Batfleck is harder to find. You can find a million bales.
Yeah.
In the aftermarket, you can find Christian Bale, Batman all day long. Try and find that BVS and not pay for it.
Right.
Try.
Yeah.
You find a cheap BVS, please let me know.
I haven't been looking, but yeah, if anyone knows one, hit up.
I changed
action figure and
I don't like the cow.
Oh, see, there you go. Yeah. No, so that's where my mindset is right now, right? If this is good, but if they come out like the equivalent of a Batfleck 2.0 for a dragon form, then I would want that one. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm just saying it's a possibility. And you're right. I could be waiting a while. They may not even do another one. In which case, yeah, then I'll have myself to blame if I don't get this. But I know, again, that's on me. That's a decision I have to make, as just like all the other collectors who are thinking about this as well. So, and they could go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, it kind of reminds me of when I got my Mondo Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's like, now they're coming out with this new one that's seamless. So I'm just kind of like, oh, great. Now I got to try and sell this one. And it's just, it frustrates me sometimes when that happens. Yeah,
exactly. And that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid, and why I asked, Four Horsemen on their post. I posed that I commented on their post with that question. Do they plan on making other dragons? Are they going to be crowdfunded as well? Because I had posted that and someone else had commented, they could, which is a possibility, right? That they could do this. They could just reuse the same body, but just mold different wings, a different head sculpt, some other aspects of the dragon, but reuse some parts. So yeah, that's a possibility too, and just do a different color scheme. And then the question is, are they going to still crowdfund that part of it, or are they just going to not crowdfund it and just make it, just regular production, but they lower the price, right? Because if they do that, it's going to then obviously be cheaper than this one, because they're reusing some parts, and then I'll save some money if I, for one, like that other dragon better, and if it's cheaper. So there's a lot of what ifs, I know, but again, I'm just talking out loud, discussing with my panel here and kind of sharing that information with you all to kind of help you consider, because this is a big purchase, man. It's a lot of money, and like I mentioned before, not everyone is gonna be getting them all if they do make more. I just need one dragon, and I want to make sure, to Michael's analogy, if I get one car, I want to make sure it's that one car that I really want. I'm not just gonna blow, the money for the dragon. I could have waited to get another one. So yeah, that's just me. I'm just talking out loud, like I said, and sharing my thoughts and opinions on this. I know a lot of people may not agree with me, and they're all in anyways. Again, more power to you. No shade. I'm not taking anything away from this, because this looks badass. It looks awesome. Yeah, again, the sculpt, the paint, the prototype, the figures alone. If anything, I may just get this right here, this Fiery Breath add-on set, to have this as like, some people are suggesting that they could add this to a diorama, just like the neck, the head, and the Fire Breath set, and of course get the figure. Yeah, that's something I can see myself potentially doing just for photos and stuff. That's a good option as well. Yeah. So that's $150, right? I mean, that's a little more doable there, and we'll see. But there's a lot to consider here. This is a big item. Like I said, it's only sold on the Store Horseman website. I'll put a link in the description afterwards. You have until April 7th, like I said, is when the crowdfund ends. Oh, another thing that's important, unlike Kickstarter, you have to pay up front for this, because again, they're not using Kickstarter. This is directly through Store Horseman. You have to pay up front for this, and if it doesn't get funded, anything that doesn't get funded, they'll just refund you what you paid. They do offer the shop pay in 4, so that's an option. I haven't used that at all. That's only for U.S. customers. So U.S. customers can select that option. And all sales are final. So if you buy it, the only way you get your refund is if it's not funded, if it doesn't go into production. But if you change your mind, it seems like you can't get your money back. So just keep that in mind. And even more reason to kind of, make an informed decision, kind of really think about this before you pull the trigger. But let me address some comments here. I know I went through a lot of information. Like I said, it's going to be its own video, but I just wanted to share this with everyone because I know it might be a little confusing, but I want to make sure it's hopefully at least clear for some people.
I felt like I was back in school.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. All right, class. Yeah. Turn your books to page 10.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Don't forget to take the key. Yeah. Let's see, man. Sorry. Yeah. Again, I know I see a lot of you in the comments. I really appreciate you keeping the chat active. I won't be able to get through everything, but I do appreciate it. You guys joining us here and talking amongst yourselves. Let's see here. Where are we at? Local who's saying, don't let Mike spend your money. Feel the burn.
I'm not. He's going to do it by himself. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm a compulsive spender, so
yeah, he will willingly open his wallet. Don't worry about it. He's good.
I admit that. I am a compulsive spender. I buy a lot of shit that I shouldn't have, that I don't need, but God dang it, I need it. Yeah.
We've all done that, don't worry. Still do
hats
that.
Off. Yeah. Hats off to you, sir.
Joker Day is saying it's a huge, beautiful boy, but shipping, decisions. Exactly. That's the big deterrent there that I've seen. I've read comments and people saying that's just the shipping. Yeah.
This is separating the men from the boys, baby.
Yeah.
Definitely. Good Lord.
Joker Day, I appreciate this. I don't see every show or participate regularly, but always love the fact that you talk different scales. Props, bro. I appreciate that, Joker Day.
That's
appreciate
right. That's what we
for stating
about.
That.
Multi-scales, baby.
And I appreciate you being honest about that because, I have no expectation for anyone to watch every stream, every video that I do because, again, there's so many out there. But my hope is that any stream that anyone catches, if they learn something new or find out about a figure they didn't know before, and they're like, oh, damn, that's, good to see or good to know, and have them enjoy that. That's, what the whole point of the stream is. So I really appreciate you saying that, man. Appreciate that and the support, of course. Yeah.
I have seen 6-scale collectors not convert, but bringing on 12 scale into their collection. So even 6 scales can be like, whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of different innovations and a lot of variety, which I love. As you can,
Inarch's going to be one of those. That's going to blow them away. Watch. Those 12 scales look so delicious.
Yeah, as far as I saw, the Bale Batman, that head sculpt, my God. It was good.
I don't care for Christian Bale, but just the craftsmanship that NR puts into it, wowzy, wow.
I'm curious.
Yeah, and then we got
photography.
Yeah, I know, right? Yep. Zord's photography. Yep. He was on Geo's stream, by the way, for those that weren't the movie canon.
Man, he's got one of those figures, bro. I'm just like, wow, I'm so jealous.
We got Sin in the house. Sin usually joins us here. Thank you for joining us today, good sir. He's like, I want a Cthulhu in this scale. Oh man, I can't even.
Dude, that would be fire. That would be fire.
I'm sure they would do a good job. They would kill it. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Sin. Appreciate you coming through. Hopefully you have a good weekend. Let's see here. Big Rib saying, man, I was really thinking of getting rid of my Marvel Legends and into Mythic Legions, but they are pretty pine for each figure.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
you mean like pricey? I'm seeing what are the pretty...
Well, I'll tell you this. Store Horsemen, their sales are outstanding. Sometimes their figures be like $25 a figure. You got to catch them. They have like certain holiday sales. But man, when they have a sale, they have a sale.
Yeah, they have a sale. Yep. Yeah, and like I said, I like the stuff they do. I bought all their 4 horsemen. Right. I'm pretty sure I haven't read the history, but I'm pretty sure that's why they got started. I have each of the 4 horsemen and their horses. Yeah. The last one is coming through. It should be on its way here pretty soon. But yeah, those are awesome, and they do great stuff. I have a lot of their Figura Obscura figures. that they do.
My goodness, you can speak such great. What was that you're speaking, sir? Obscura.
Yeah, obscura.
It's such a romantic.
Yeah, they do. They do good stuff, man. They do good stuff. Yeah, it's just this one is just it's definitely a big purchase. So yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think it's for me as it's sounding right now. I do for those who are hoping to get this and who are committed to getting this specific one that it funds. But I think personally, I'm going to wait. I think it seems like there's enough there for me to kind of want to wait and see what other potential future dragons come through with. Because
yeah, we'll let you off the hook. Phil the Bird, you're not though.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say,
you're not getting out of this a lot. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's like it's not my money, so hey, do what you want. Hey,
there you go.
Yeah, do what you want. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, again, that's the Mythic Legions crowdfund Beyithirr that's ongoing. So got a lot to take in. Again, just make the decision that's best for you, right? What works for you. Of course, your wallet, your space, and consider all those factors that we discussed. There's a lot there.
Or I can make the best decision for you too.
Yeah, or Michael Elliott can make the decision for you. Yeah, spend your money. All right, going on. Okay, now let's go on to some other figures. Now, speaking of a variety of figures, next up on the 12 scale. Well, it's kind of more like a little above 12 scale, like 10 scale. We have the Storm Collectibles Ultra Street Fighter 2 M Bison, and this is up. Last I looked, it's still only available through BBTS. I know they worked out a deal. Last I checked, they worked out a deal with Storm Collectibles, and they're only selling these specific figures. They're this size on BBTS. I don't know if that's changed since then, so correct me in the chat or in the comments if I'm mistaken. But currently, US. Anyways, on the US side, you can get this on BBTS. $97 USD, so it's a little bit pricier. Set to come out Q4 of 2025. Comes with 4 interchangeable head sculpts, 9 pairs of hands, that folded arm effect you see there, a fabric cape, and 2 psycho effects. And yeah, I just wanted to bring this up because, for one, this looks awesome, and the paint on this is great. Storm Collectibles has some great figures. They're pretty well articulated. They balance pretty well. I have a few of them from Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I have a few of their figures, and they've been really good. And some of the accessories they come with. So this one looks to be pretty good. Here's one of the other, the bleeding head sculpt, the losing head sculpt. Here for M Bison. But so I do want to clarify, though, that this is not part of their arena line. So Storm Collectibles is coming out with a new arena line that's supposed to be true, quote-unquote, 12 scale, which is more or less 6 inches. This line here is their older line, which they had labeled 12 scale, but it was more, like I said, it was more like 7 inches or maybe a little bit taller in some cases. So it wasn't really like true 112 scale. Whatever you want to say, true 112 scale is. So they ran a little bit taller compared to, like, Marvel Legends, Black Series, SH Figure Arts, and things like that. But the new arena line, so that's what this figure is going to be. Like, it's going to be taller than those. But their new arena line, that's the more true to like 6-inch scale figures. And so I just wanted to, again, just put that out there, that this is not the arena, the true 12-inch, or sorry, 6-inch figure. This is going to be bigger, but this does look good regardless. Nonetheless, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a big fan of Street Fighter. Or actually, I mentioned yesterday in the movie canon stream, yeah. But was a big fan of Street Fighter 2. I still am, and this figure looks great. I'm going to be passing on this one because, again, I'm going to wait and see if they come out with this figure in the arena line for the true 6-inch scale. But and you guys, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm not that I was too old. I just did not. I really didn't get into the experience of the whole Street Fighter universe. Although this year was the first time, or should I say last year, the first time I got anywhere close to the IP, simply because I really liked what I saw in the 6 scale that Starman did of Chun-Li. And so before I got the figure, on YouTube, dude, I spent quite a few hours just looking at different Chun-Li footage, from the video games to the movies to wherever, you know. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I was like, yeah, I really dig her. So I went ahead and bought the Starman figure. But as far as, and this company, they got a good reputation. But
yeah,
I just don't really feel myself that compelled to go any further into Street Fighter. I know it's legendary. I'm very aware of that. But I mean, there's nothing here that. I mean, this is a decent looking figure, I guess, but I'm not like, yeah, I gotta have it. I know it probably speaks to a lot more people than it would speak to me. So.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I know this is obviously not for everybody. Definitely for those who weren't into the game, right? It doesn't make sense unless they just think it's a cool figure. But I hear you. I hear you, Michael.
And I was into games. I just didn't dive into
play this one. Yeah. Bill LeBron, any thoughts on this one? You were going to say something?
Now, is Storm Collectibles, did they do those 1/6 Mortal Kombat figures?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
They did some. Yeah. I think it's been a while since they've done any of those. But yeah, they did the previous ones. Yeah. I can't remember when, but yeah, they
Scorpion and Sub-Zero. That's it, right?
I believe. Yeah, I think you're right. I can't recall. Yeah, that's right.
Does. One thing I do know. Even McFarlane, everybody does those two characters. I don't care what company it is. They get so much play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. And to answer Joker J's question, I do have. I also have the JinShan. I don't have the Storm Collectibles. I do have the JinShan version of Chun-Li as well. I found that. I found that at a Target. I walked into a Target and she was there. I went, cool. Snatched her up, and then Chun-Li came like maybe the next week. Did 6 scale.
Yep. So to what Michael's referring to here, Joker J's asking, does anyone do the Jada and Storm lines? I got all the Jadas, but these Storms are sick too. Yeah, man. I have a few of the Jada toys. I've covered those on Figure Lowdown before when they were initially coming out, and I think as they come out. But yeah, those Jada figures, man.
They're good.
Yeah. I think I've mentioned this on a previous stream. Props to Jada for what they're doing, man. They're kind of leading the market by example in that 12 scale, because for the price and what they're doing, which I presume, this is all speculation, what caused Storm Collectibles to do that arena line, right? Because they're pretty similar to Jada's, kind of like, it's kind of sus, but hey, if that's because, again, Jada Toys leading by example, props to them, because they are killing it in the 12 scale with their figures. So yeah, I have Ryu, Ken, of course. I have Fei Long. I can't recall who else I have from Jada. I think I even got their Violent Ken and Evil Ryu as well. Their
their Jada, it's crazy when I got it, man. I spent like a lot of time putting her into, like, I like to sit around sometimes to just put together, tabletop dioramas. Yeah. And they'll disappear the next day, or sometimes they'll stick around for maybe a month or maybe a week, and then I'll do another one up real quick. And I found I had such a great time with her. I was having her, doing her thing and all kinds of dioramas. I even had a diorama where I had her as a student to Wenwu.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, for those of you who don't know,
I believe in the T universe, so I had the Chun-Li figure, and she's just the right height. Where Wenwu looked like she would be like a father figure to her.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
it was perfect. He was training her. I did a diorama of that, so it was really cool.
Yeah, you do a good job of coming up with those creative dioramas, those scenes with your figures. It's cool. Yeah, for those of you that don't. Like I said, I'll put in Michael Elliott's IG in the description below. You can check out his stuff and see some of the creative stuff he comes up with. Good stuff. But yeah, here's all the accessories that this comes with. Again, I know I've already discussed it, but 9 pairs of hands. Damn, no shortage of hands.
That's great.
Yeah, 2 pairs of those are in that psycho effect, the translucent, like greenish. You can kind of see him like a little bit in this photo, and I think I went over some photos here. Oh, right here. Yeah, these hands here. He has 2 sets of looks like closed, like fists and open hands, and then he has those the psycho effects to go on those hands. Where they at? I know if I see some photos, like this one here. So yeah, Jada Toys, again to reiterate, they're doing a great job. So yeah, I'm waiting to see if Bison either comes out. I think MetyToyz did do a Bison already. And I think I passed on that one, but I think that also has a fabricate. I'm going off of memory here. I can't recall.
And was it Ryu?
Can Fei Long.
Yeah. And they did
they
did a 2-pack of Ryu and Fei Long. I think they did a 2-pack.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay. I don't recall.
I know they did a 2-pack of 2 of those characters, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. I don't recall. Maybe I'm just forgetting or I missed it. I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Let me address the chat here. Let's see where we had Mitchell Lawrence saying that these SF figures are cool. I'm a Don at Street Fighter. Yeah, man. Street Fighter 2 Turbo for Super Nintendo. That's where the first game that I owned. I was playing Street Fighter before that, but yeah, man, I used to tear that up, and I didn't when it got more to like I love the Capcom series of fighting games, but I just didn't devote that much time to be really good at that. I'm a kind of casual, but I still enjoy playing them. There's just a lot of mechanics in there. But yeah, old school Street Fighter, man. I was all about that for sure. Ken was my guy. That was the person I used the most. Mitchell Lawrence saying used to play Street Fighter in the arcade back in the day. Street Fighter 2. Super Street Fighter and Alpha 3, Capcom vs. SK. Yeah, a lot of those are great games, man. I'm right there with you. The classic Street Fighters are the ones I stuck to, though. Let's see here. Jada doing Scoobs. Yeah. Joker J saying Jada. Yeah, they're doing Scooby-Doo. They did those
oh, really?
Food mascots like Chester Cheetah. I think they also did like the monster cereals like what is that? Boo Berry and Count Chocula. Characters like that, yeah. I think that was
Frankenberry.
Yeah, Frankenberry. Yeah, they do some interesting ones too. But those are pretty good too, from what I understand.
See, I would get the monster cereal one. Every Halloween when they come out, I have to stock up. I have to
and stock up on those.
Yeah, you get them once a year, and that's it. Boy, I would get those. Yeah, I'll see if I can find some of those. That would be
man. Them cereal monsters are out cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Anyone got any more thoughts on Bison or Storm Collectibles?
I'm good.
All right. Going on to the next one. We got, speaking of the Barbarian in war paint, we have Mezco's Conan the Barbarian from the 1/12 line. So this is already up for pre-order. Not an exclusive, right? So it's available everywhere, so you don't have to worry about it being sold out on Mezco's site like their own IP stuff. So this is 105, going for 105 USD, set to come out December of this year, still about Q4 of this year. 28 points of articulation, stands a little above, a little taller, your standard 6-inch. He's like about 6.3 inches or 16 centimeters. I'll go through all the accessories here, but he's going to come with 3 different head portraits, 2 interchangeable hairstyles, 11 hands, a leather-like belt, right? So keywords, leather-like belt. Of course, his Atlantean sword. You got to have the Atlantean sword if you're going to have a Conan. The sheath for the sword, the dagger, necklace, a severed head, which is awesome, and then snakes in unique static poses. Snakes are, of course, in reference to this movie, and Dulce Doom, he's the snake master, quote unquote. I think he's a snake himself, and so that's kind of in reference to that. If you haven't seen Conan the Barbarian, Dulce Doom, played famously by James Earl Jones, with the bowl cut there in Conan the Barbarian. Classic movie. So I know people are waiting for that Kaustic Plastik in 1/6, but in the meantime, if you want something 12 scale, you got this one from Mezco. It looks good. I was kind of bummed because speaking of, possibly waiting, I did buy the Super 7 version of this figure when it came out, and it was paired with Dulce Doom, so I got like both of those to have these in my collection. But that was a couple of years ago, and I of course didn't know this was going to be a thing. Had I known, I would have waited, type of thing. But so I think I'm personally going to pass on this one, although I probably would have preferred this one. But I don't need 2 versions of this figure. Oh yeah, here's all the interchangeable heads with the 2 different hairstyles, all the hands. Mezco, how Mezco does it. They usually do good with they pack their figures with the accessories, man. They pack them. And then the two different snakes here. The dagger, the decapitated head. Yeah. So, anyone got any thoughts on Mr. the Barbarian here for Mezco?
Yeah, this of course I kind of Conan. I always get confused because I know that there's, you got Mezco and you got Mafia, and Lou, if you're still in the chat, I keep forgetting if his preference is for one or the other or for both, because I'm anticipating, like you and that damn dragon, I'm anticipating just the right Conan, because this is one of my biggest heroes in all of comic and literature.
Yeah.
And this looks, especially that expression on his face, that looks damn good. That looks
it does.
Really good from here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been hesitant on getting close to that $100 range with figures, because now that, and if I'm correct, Art is going to be coming out with figures in the same range that they're in. I'd go with Art all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because once again, they're going to get their own their own corner with lights on them. Those are going to be art pieces.
If Art does a Conan, or are you just saying like you'd rather just in general like not buy a Mezco and hold out for an Art 12 scale figure?
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying.
At least,
and not necessarily Art, but anybody to do one that I go, that, to be honest with you, I even think that the Rosetta girls, I don't think that their stuff, and their father drew the art. He's one of my favorite artists ever. Was the artist for Conan. Even their figures, I think, don't grasp it. And they're the Rosetta girls. And I don't think the renditions of their father's work is as good as his work, So, yeah, if I was able to see this thing like in front of me, then I could better say something. Because this is one of those IPs, man. This is one of the things that I grew up on. This reared me. I met Arnold Schwarzenegger in a J.C. Penney.
Nice.
And way before he had only done Pumping Iron and this great B movie called Hercules versus New York.
Yep. And they voiced over his voice.
Well, he was pushing Pumping Iron. He was pushing in the book.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine was a fanatic for weightlifting. He was already jacked. He was into kung fu. He was into everything that was ultra He-Man. And so he goes, "Hey man, Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be at J.C. Penney signing his book." I go, "Okay, cool, let's go." And literally we go to the mall, get on the escalator with J.C. Penney, go down the escalator, because they had the sports department was in a basement. We walk in the sports department, man, people are starting to gather in. Arnold Schwarzenegger comes out and sits at a table with the books.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. Because he was like umpteen time Mr. Universe. He was already huge in the weightlifting world. Already he owned it.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was the first time I ever saw somebody that had this kind of charisma and gravitas, like in person. I was like, wow, this guy is incredible.
Did you get him to sign a book, or you just got in line to meet him?
Not both. I mean,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I remember a woman said, "Arnie, take off your shirt. Take off your shirt." And he goes, "I was born with this body, but not with this spirit." And it just flexed.
Yeah. Just gotta flex. Yeah. Flex on him.
What an
that sounds awesome. I wish I would have been able to meet him in his prime. I will say here, one thing I forgot to point out for those of you that aren't familiar, Mezco, they usually include fabric cloth goods with their figures, and this seems to be the case with the pants and the loincloth. The boots look to be plastic, and the forearm and the elbow wraps, of course, look to be plastic as well. So I think the only cloth goods here, and it's kind of hard to tell on the sheath. It on the description it doesn't say about it being a fabric sheath, so I don't think it is. I want to assume not, but yeah, this one looks to have limited soft goods on there. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the chat or in the comments here if I'm mistaken on that. But yeah, that's why I went down and looked in the description here to see if it's double checked.
It does look good.
Yeah, and then I will say, like, let's see who mentioned it earlier about. Mitchell Lawrence. I'm in two minds of getting this Conan. I'll be getting Plastik's version. Yeah, I think he's referring to Kaustic Plastik, and yeah. So
you're right. I forgot they're doing them.
Yeah, so right, that's just kind of something to consider. And also, for those that aren't aware or not familiar with Mezco, they did do the Frazetta version of Conan, all three versions prior to this, right? So there was like Conan, the Barbarian, I think, I forget what the middle one was called, Conan something, and then King Conan. So they did all three. So then it kind of begs the question for this, are they going to now do Conan the Destroyer, Arnold's version of Conan the Destroyer, right? Because they did the Barbarian. Do you think they're going to do the Destroyer? So that's also, if you prefer that version instead of this one, that's something also to consider on whether you want to wait out for that version or just get this one. And then, of course, if you want to just get one and you want that Kaustic Plastik 6-scale one, that's an option as well. So you got options. You got options.
See,
potential options, I should say.
Like, if I were a 1/12 collector, like, if they were going to make a Conan, a Destroyer, there's only one figure that I would need them to do, and that's Grace Jones.
Grace Jones, that would be cool, yeah.
Jones. Yes.
Guess what? Filterburn, I would like a Grace Jones figure in any iteration. Give me Grace Jones in one of her outfits that she performs in. I'll take Grace Jones in a heartbeat, bro.
Yeah, she was Gaga cool. Before Gaga, so yeah.
Dude, Grace Jones, when I was growing up, everybody referred to Grace Jones as the female David Bowie. She had that kind of gravitas, and she was a chameleon. She would come out different every time.
Didn't they used to date?
No.
Grace Jones and David Bowie?
Well, no, I think they might have hung out for a brief period of time, but I don't remember any real recollection of them having a real kind of relationship.
Okay, so it's probably just like one and done. Bye,
dude. David met Iman, and that was it, man. He was in love for the rest of his life. Iman just blew him away.
Yeah. So Grace Jones, for those that don't know what we're talking about, Grace Jones was a character in Conan the Destroyer, right along with Arnold. I forget her name in Conan the Destroyer, but yeah, she was another warrior, badass fighter in Conan the Destroyer as well. Mm-hmm. So that would be a good companion piece to this.
She's actually known as a musician and artist more though. That's where her legacy is.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
She's what inspired like Okoye in Black Panther.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Every time I see Okoye on screen, she just reminds me of Grace Jones.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
They're similar.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, I can see that. Michael, you got a fan here. He says Joker J saying we need a figure of Mike. What a character! I love this dude.
Hey, Joker J, man, make it happen, bro. I wouldn't mind seeing the 6 scale.
Pitch that figure. What would he come with? His accessories? What kind of articulation? No artisan rooted hair needed. But he got the glasses and the hat.
Wait a minute, you got to do my mohawk, dude.
Oh, you would want that artisan? But your hair's not that long on top, though.
What was that again?
Your hair's not that long on top, though. The mohawk. It's not like you have like the spiky hawk.
You have it. I haven't stacked. It goes up a bit. Yeah.
Oh, does it? Oh, wow. Okay.
I always kind of flatten it out, make a little wedge in it, but no,
okay.
It's got height. It's got height.
Pixar didn't happen. We want to see proof.
Eventually.
All right, but you guys, any more thoughts on Conan here before we go on to the next 12 scale figure?
That's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Next up, so this one was the interesting one I was talking about. 12 scale, other companies outside of the main companies doing innovative things. So this is the Nottaa Studio White Cat Legend Lai Bing. I think that's how you pronounce his name, or her name, or their name, the cat. So this one, yeah. Today I learned TIL because I saw this figure and I was like, oh wow, this looks pretty interesting. Then I read up more on it, on what this is based on, and on the figure itself. And I was like, oh damn, there's a lot more here that I didn't realize. So this is apparently based on, from what I was reading. So this was initially a web comic that was titled, it's called White Cat Legend here in English, but I think the original title was in Chinese. It was a Chinese web comic, and it translates to either Journal of the Dali Temple or the Chronicles of Dali Temple after translation. So it started as a web comic, and then it became an animated show in 2020, and there was 2 seasons. So it was a Chinese animated show that came out in 2020, and they had 2 seasons. And today I learned when I was doing the research on this, and so that's what this figure is based on. There's a cat in that webcomic in the show that looks like this, hence why you see all the kind of the animated look, and it's obviously an anthropomorphic cat. So there's two versions of this, right? This is Nottaa Studios, who again, they just do a great job. I've covered some of their figures before, but they kill it in their figure department as well. The standard version, is $85 USD, and then the deluxe is ranges from 110 to 155 USD. Again, to shop around, see where you can get the best prices that work for you, or the best retailer that works for you. And I'll go over some of the differences here. So the standard, so I'm just using this. This is the deluxe here we're seeing here. So I just pulled this up so I can kind of show you what comes with what. It'll just be easier this way. So the standard comes with this figure on the right here, and everything else, right? So that's what the standard is. The deluxe basically just throws in this second body on the left with these clothes, with the robe and that orange shirt, like this whole what they call banquet battling attire or clothing. That's what you get. But if you were to take off the head, right, this face sculpt and the hands, those still come with the standard body. It's just kind of confusing because they pre-attach it to this second figure here, but you still, so with the standard version you get 7 heads. Let's see, it says highly mobile custom body, so really well articulated. Basically, the hair crown is magnetic, right? So that attaches. It says floating hair crown with the strands that's attached to it. Those have a bendy wire, so those have a bendable wire in there. A magnetic bamboo hat that you see there on the bottom here on the right. So it comes with this. This is standard that I'm reading. This cape here, the black and red cape, the sword, the spear. So you got a standard fixed spear, which is what you see here on the bottom, and then you get this other spear that is also bendable. So you can bend this. It's like, I guess there's like a bendy wire in there as well, so you can kind of bend it in different shapes, and you'll see in some photos why they do that. Let's see, and you get, what is this, 12 hands that come with the standard, again with the standard figure, and of course you get the sword and the sheath. But get this, so the head sculpts, right, this figure, it has movable eyes and movable ears. So the ears are movable and the eyes are movable, right? Isn't that crazy? That's a standard, right? So like I said, the deluxe adds this second body, and of course for the body it adds this hat, an additional hat, and then I think some other potion that it mentions, like some other potion bottle. But the this head sculpt on this body comes with the standard, and these hands come with the standard, right? So all they're doing basically is adding another body and a hat on the deluxe for that. So just to kind of reiterate there, the standard is 85, deluxe 110 to 155 USD. So yeah, this figure overall, I mean, before I was just like, what? And then reading that, the movable eyes and the ears, and you'll see it here in some of the photos. This this just looks badass. Some of the fabric, the shoes look like they're fabric. The boots, I should say. The jacket looks like it's gonna have this coat looks like it's gonna have a bendy wire as well. Oh yeah, so here, like in this expression, for instance, right? See the eyes looking forward, mouth open. The ears here, how they are. Now if we scroll over one more, Now you can see the eyes are looking up and to the left. This left ear is kind of tilted more up. So let me go back. It's kind of just showing you how you can move the ears. I mean, it doesn't seem like the ears have a lot of articulation, but it's something. And then the eyes are moved as well. So it seems like each of the face sculpts or the face plates are going to have movable eyes. Because here, again, eyes looking to the left. Now they're looking straight for this serious look. Yeah. This is just... I'm really impressed by this. And just the expressions alone. Like the face sculpts and the eyes, how they're sculpted. That already, they have different expressions. But then to add the effect of the moving eyes, to add an additional expression to that. Oh, man, that's just... amazing. And then the boots here, I didn't even realize this, that there's magnets, and it looks like there's magnets in the boots here, and they have toe articulation on the boots. Yeah, look at this. Damn. This just, man. And here's the bendy wire spear. I was talking about how you can deform it. I guess they say deformable is what they say in the description. Yeah, just, oh man, this was just really, I'm really tempted on this one. Just again, the innovation and the features of this figure alone, it looks like a fun figure. You can pair it with a lot of different other figures, other anthropomorphic characters in your lines. Yeah, you can mix and match. Like this one's just kind of a little more animated here. Yeah, just really awesome overall. So I'll kind of pause there and I'll turn it to you guys. What are your guys' thoughts on this one?
This kind of reminds me of a cartoon from back in the 90s. It was called Samurai Cats, where like all these cats like have like samurai armor, and they work at like a pizza shop, and yeah, this just reminds me of it. Some of these head sculpts are creepy as hell, but I mean, I kind of like it.
Creepy,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, they are. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, these seem pretty cool, especially if it's coming from a animated series. I mean, yeah. And I think this is the great thing about 1/12 scale is that you can get it in poses that you just can't do with 6 scale. I mean, sure, you can try, but you're gonna end up tearing something in the end. But yeah, these are very creative and very artistic. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, and I think this is licensed. I'm pretty sure it is, because the only reason why I found out it was based on a webcomic and a show is because down here you can see it says copyright Nice Boat Animation. And Nice Boat Animation is a studio that adapted that webcomic into the show that I was referring to, that the Chinese animated show. And so, I was like, okay, well, who are they? And I looked them up, and yeah, sure enough. So I think this is a licensed figure by Nottaa Studios. It seems like here. So.
Oh, this is Nottaa.
Yeah, Nottaa. Yep.
Oh, well then, yeah. Well, F me. Listen, this looks way damn cute. I mean, super friggin' cute.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get this. I would normally not be shooting in this direction whatsoever, but I'm look at the tailoring on these little outfits.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
These head sculpts, I'll tell you, I don't need any of them. This is the only head sculpt I need.
Oh, this one right here.
I just want, this is the only one I need. Perfect. That's the only one I need. Now, it would be nice to have one where he's smiling, but it's like a pleasant smile, not one where he's smiling like I'm getting ready to bite your hand. Yeah, not necessarily. It'd be nice that, that's kind of cute too. But at least, dude, for you losers out there, buy a couple of these and invite a chick over. You're going to get laid.
So you're like, yeah, that's so cute.
I guarantee you'll get laid. Now, or whatever your preference is, you'll get laid. But I'll tell you, chicks love cats. They love cats. They don't even care if cats are mean. They love cats. Yeah. And these damn things are freaking super cute. That's the first thing. Super cute. Second thing is, I love the tailoring of these little fucking outfits. You know, movable eyes, in my opinion, is becoming one of a. I don't care who you are, you better have them. Man up, and then the posability looks. The posability, I'm a little bit floored because normally I wouldn't gravitate towards something like this. This is really dope. I like the artisanship to it. And I think because it's in such a small scale is what's got me impressed.
Yeah.
Not that there's not a whole lot of hold that picture right there. Not that there are not a whole lot of companies that aren't doing impressive stuff now in that scale, but this is just an example of a company apparently. And I've heard of MetyToyz before, and they've done some great stuff in the past. So I'm pretty confident with that company, even though I don't own anything. I've heard people talk about them, and I'm a sucker for these kind of hats, bro. This right here looks dope. This looks dope.
Same, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I'm a fan of these hats, yeah.
So the 80 between 80 and 120, is that what you saying?
The deluxe, the deluxe is 110 to 155 on the few websites that I've looked at. So it kind of ranges. Yeah.
Ooh,
the two bodies. That's it. Yeah.
You get two bodies.
Yeah, that was here. Watch me go. This is a deluxe.
So
right
you
here.
get all of this.
Yeah, you get all this.
Okay.
Or either within that price range.
Oh,
the $85 version doesn't have an additional body, but you still get all the hands and the heads.
Yeah, I think that 150 is worth it.
Yeah,
and then you look at all the scopes.
Speaking of right here, the lady pulling the ladies. Look at this. If you have this sculpt on here, right here. Right here.
Dude, you're right. Feezy, I should have known.
Right there.
You player. That gets at their sympathy. You're good. You're good.
Look at there's even this one here with the even more sad, and it has like there's other tears coming out. Yeah, to your point, Michael. Yeah.
You devil, you. Yeah. But no, this is really cool. Okay, so when is the drop on these things? You know.
This is set to come out the end of this year, Q4 of 2025.
You got that on the way? Okay, that's cool. There's a million other things, but I think I'm going to do this.
Yeah. To let's see where we at to mention this. Saying those face sculpts are dope. Yeah, man. I was saying earlier, just like the expression, and even if they didn't have movable eyes, the fact that just the expression, how expressive they are, they're just awesome. But then adding in the movable eyes gives that other dimension to it.
It always takes it to another level.
Yep, exactly. Joker Jay's asking, why do cats need swords? This one is supposed to be some sort of I forget some sort of warrior, like a demon or something.
They're like damn near samurai, kitties.
Yeah. Yep, samurai kitties. Or maybe he's a ninja. Yeah, I'm not sure. Some sort of warrior. Again, I don't really know the
it would be this particular type of garb and sword would be closer to samurai than it would be to ninja.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, ninjas didn't use swords as much as they used other kind of weapons like the shurikens and
Yeah. They're like smaller blades. You had to be more
stealthy. Yeah. Real stealthy.
Joker Jay saying zombie cat's the newest scariest thing. They grip your leg and it's over.
Yeah.
Zombie cats.
That one face, it's not pleasant at all. It's going to really mess you up.
Yeah.
You gonna get it, Phil, to burn?
No, I don't need.
No.
I got too much stuff.
You don't do 12 scale, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, you're the elitist. You're smug.
I don't need.
You think
elitist?
You think you're better? You think you're better than the rest of us, huh?
Yeah, I don't need.
That's okay.
I don't need. Yeah,
every other collector in the community is an elitist. That's okay. That's no problem. I can live with you.
Yeah.
Joker Jason, creepy equals do it. Yeah, there you go. Feel the burn. Yeah, creepy equals do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, look at it this way: if they don't drop it till the end of the year, some of you guys will be laid by Christmas.
But yeah, that's Nottaa Studio. Yeah, and to kind of what Joker J was kind of mentioning here, he was saying that he missed it. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to bring this to some people's attention. I kind of almost missed it too, not gonna lie, because it's not available on the usual sites that I usually buy these type of figures from. It's on a few of them, and again, I'll put the link in the description to a couple that one of the few that I found. But yeah, it's not that that available as far as like people that are selling it, but there are a couple out there. So I can understand why some people have missed out on this, and it's good, right, to get that awareness, because case in point, the that BTS toys that was based on the Revenge Samurai, that was inspired by the Blue-Eyed Samurai figure.
Yeah,
right? I had covered that.
Yeah,
exactly. I had covered that in a previous figure lowdown. And they ended up canceling it because apparently the word through the interwebs is they just didn't have high pre-order numbers, and so they just canceled it, which is really unfortunate, man. Because as you guys know, I was talking about that figure and how beautiful it was, and so I ended up pre-ordering it, but then not too long after they ended up canceling, which sucks. So, and we kind of touched on this with like Hot Toys canceling their pre-orders, right? And now how collectors would need to consider actually pre-ordering, because I know some people, including Michael, I know you don't really pre-order figures, and there are others who feel that way, right? Like they don't pre-order, but then it's kind of like, well, now we kind of have to reconsider, because if we don't, and we don't get enough numbers, there's a chance, it seems like now other companies are starting to cancel their figures. And so I don't know, it's again another decision that we have to kind of think about. Yeah, I know you probably, for you might be like, I'm good, but there's some other probably collectors that are like, damn, I really wanted that. So yeah,
I'm so cold-blooded.
Yeah. Oh, too bad. Michael's all too bad, so sad. Yeah, add that quote to his action figure. Yeah, it's a figure, like a quote bubble. Too bad, so sad. Yeah. With you can have stickers of different quotes for the Michael figure.
Engineer and all those good things.
Yeah. So I just bring that up just because now it seems like Hot Toys had started that. I wasn't aware of any other figures that have done that, but it seems like more companies are. I guess that's two now. I don't want to say more, but so it's like Hot Toys and then the VTS company that are canceling figures to seemingly low pre-orders. So I don't know. Again, I'm just speculating. It seems like that's what it was, but I hope other companies don't follow that same idea, because I know there are people out there who want certain figures, and I see it, right? I understand from their perspective, but it seems like now they're actually. Yeah,
I think a big problem here is that the 6-scale community is a bubble, but it's a much smaller bubble than you think it is. Like, if you're inside the 6-scale community, certain IPs that you think are like really great and all of that stuff, go outside the bubble. And if you look at America as a whole, nobody's even paying attention to it.
Yeah.
So when you think that why aren't they making this particular figure? Why isn't this particular color? It ain't gonna make no money, man. Okay.
Yeah.
You think it's great. You live and breathe it, but nobody cares.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and that's just the truth about it. Your bubble is really small. You got to step out of it sometime, because what you think is popular, it ain't.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's, I think, sometimes we forget, and people, when they throw out suggestions of figures and characters to make, the companies have to see it from their perspective, like what Michael's saying. Is it worth us making this? Are we going to sell it? Are people going to buy it? And there may be that vocal minority who'll be like, yeah, I'll buy it. But then when push comes to shove, right, and they make it and they put it for pre-order, that those numbers may not be there, and they'll just end up having to cancel it. So, I mean, that is,
and
it's hard to tell, right?
Troll. I'm convinced these companies troll.
They trolling us.
There's no doubt in my mind that Hot Toys troll. No doubt. They have to, because they want to get a litmus test. They come in, they see what the interest is. They go back, they make a proposal, they get the temperature, see if it's right for it, and then they go for it or they don't. But they do troll, for sure.
See, I don't know why more companies don't do like made for order. You know what I mean? Like, for something like this, since not many people are aware of this kind of IP, I would just make it like a time thing, like give it like a month, and then after that month, cut off the pre-orders, and then all the sellers, tally up how many orders they got, and just do that.
Yeah. No, that's what. That's what VTS did with that Revenge Samurai figure, right? Because I noticed on Kit's site there was a cutoff date, which was end of February, and after that, I noticed the page was down. How he usually does it's either when the figure's either like sold out or not sold anymore on 16Kit's site, he'll take down the page and you can't access it anymore.
Right.
And so, not too long after that, that's when people started getting that emails from 16Kit that it was canceled. And there are times where he'll have a pre-order cutoff date. I think some of the figures that I talked about earlier today, like that Present Toys Law Enforcer, I think there's a cutoff date for that. So, and it's not always taken down. Like sometimes it'll be up beyond that date. So it's kind of, I don't know what determines, if he's just kind of going off of what the company's telling him, like, okay, now take it down, or how stringent he has to be on that cutoff date. But he's pretty good about, or Kid anyways, is pretty good about putting that date up there. And so now it seems like we may have to start actually factoring that in and considering that if you want your pre-order to get it before then, because there's a chance it may be canceled.
Yeah, I barely go to Showtime for any purchases, and I usually find that if there's a figure that I really want that, either they did make a whole lot of or whatever. Usually they'll wound up floating around in other retailers somewhere, and then I just sit around and wait for them to drop in price. That's just my strategy. And then so far, it's pretty successful.
So you're like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not, then oh well.
You know what I'm finding? I'm finding that a lot of times there'll be a majority of collectors that just don't want to figure that. I think it's great, which I'm like, they'll be stuck, stick around in the market for a little while. So I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. Different taste. You reap the benefits.
I reap the benefits.
Yep. Movie Cat and Gio, welcome back.
Oh, he's back.
Hopefully, your errand run is going pretty well. Yeah. Welcome back, Gio. Thanks for joining us again. John Twell in the house. Yo, Fees, what is up, John? Thank you for coming through and joining us here on this fine Saturday. Hopefully the weather is fine where you're at as well. But yeah, either way, thanks for joining us. We're almost done here. We got 2 more 12 scale, well, actually more like 10 scale figures.
All right. And just a quick response to 12-inch Moose Stream. You have such a magnetic personality, 12-inch. You shouldn't have any problem, getting laid. he did a comment. He said, "Figuring above, I'd buy one, Michael, if I could get laid." And I'm telling you, man, he doesn't need that. I mean, guy's got a magnetic personality. He's so suave.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you don't have any trouble, Moose.
No, he's a player from way back.
Yeah. Speaking of, I think I forgot to shout him out. Thanks for joining us, Moose. 12-inch Moose Stream in the house. Moose, thank you for coming through, Moose. Hopefully you're having a good weekend as well, my friend. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. Joker J saying pre-orders are companies using you as an actuary. I hate all that, but it's where we are. Yeah, that's true, right? That's probably why some of us had that mentality of like, I'm not going to pre-order, I'll just wait till it comes out. But now it seems like the companies are adjusting tactics and they're kind of now putting their money where their mouth is, meaning like if saying that if collectors don't pre-order, then we'll just cancel. So it now seems like some of them are actually doing that, whereas before I think collectors were calling their bluff. But now times they are changing, so we shall see. But there's a lot of, like, someone I forgot who mentioned in the chat, great time to be a collector, man. There's just so many options out there and so many options that we have to pick and choose anyways. And so it's kind of one of those things you gotta have to, again, decide if you can live with or without that figure. I mean, we don't need any of these figures. They're just all a luxury, but still, like, how much do you really want a figure type of thing. So
how much do you want to pay for it?
Exactly. That's a big part of it too. Exactly. All right. Going on to the next figure here. This is labeled as 1/10 scale. So this is the MetyToyz. Let's see here. Tiger Vanguard. JinShan June. I think
Didn't we talk about this on your show before, Fees? No,
that's a thing. There's a lot of tiger anthropomorphic 12th 10 scale tigers out there in the market. I'll kind of cover that
thing
here in a
is
little bit.
Detailed to the nine.
Yeah, so this is MetyToyz, formerly MemoryToyz, right? For those of you, I have covered some of their figures before, but this is going for 105. Yeah, to 105 to 135 USD. I didn't get a release date on this one, but I believe it was sometime this year. I could be mistaken, but again, I'll put links in the description below afterwards. I say it's 10 scale, so this is standing at like 9.4 inches, around 24 centimeters. He's going to come with a couple of head sculpts here. Let me jump over to actually the accessories so I can read them off here as we look at it. But yeah, he has a roaring head sculpt and like on a stern, serious head sculpt. Here we go. Yeah, 5 pairs of hands. Yeah, outer armor. He has like a frog pet. Looks like 2 different versions of that frog pet. The short spear, some hooks, 2 hooks, a gold blade that has a sheath, is like basically a sword. A couple of weapons there, and different, kind of samurai type weapons. I think they're kind of like samurai. I don't know the names for them. Actually has them here. I'm not sure how to pronounce these here. Wolf fang spikes, triple edge flying sickles, and then tiger roar great blade. So yeah, a lot of different weapon types for this warrior, this anthropomorphic tiger. Definitely a lot of hands. The articulation looks great. The armor, as usual, looks for these types of figures is detailed and well sculpted. The paint looks great. The most recent one I can think of for MetyToyz that I covered, or MemoryToyz, was the panda. There's like a panda
and that
warrior
panda is crazy. I saw that thing.
Yeah, right. The one with the bamboo hat. It looks like. Yeah, that looks kind of like Kung Fu Panda, basically.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, so this is the same company. I'm pretty sure that was MemoryToyz or MetyToyz that did that panda. But yeah, this is their next figure, again up for pre-order. This is the Tiger Vanguard, and this.
And what's the height on it?
9.4 inches.
Nice.
24 centimeters. So yeah, he's a tall boy. Here he is shooting this frog. I have no idea. I don't know if this is based on anything. I didn't get a chance to dig deeper into this. If this is like MetyToyz's own IP or what. So I don't know what the significance of this frog is, if that's his ability or what.
It is, but it does look kind of bizarre being a companion piece with him.
Right? Yeah. And here's speaking of, here's that panda.
Is that his clothes?
What's that? Here on the left.
What is that?
That's the panda that we were just talking about.
Oh, from this angle, I was wondering what it was. It looked different from this angle. Oh, I
here's his face right here.
I love that thing. That thing looks so dope.
Looks like he's gonna have a fabric cloth, like loincloth underneath this plastic one here on the tiger. So like some cloth goods there, but everything else looks to be plastic. Oh, and this is cool how these are these kind of baton looking things. I forgot what they're called, like these Screama type sticks.
Yeah.
That he has with the handles. Yeah, these look detailed as well. No.
What are they
kind of like batons, like.
I can't remember what they call those damn things.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Whatever.
Let me see if there's. I'm sure the name is here. I just don't know which one is referring.
I love this. I love this detail.
Right? Yeah, man. Yeah. So that, like I mentioned, there's quite a few companies that have done anthropomorphic tigers. I know Nottaa's doing one. I pre-ordered those. There was also Maestro Union doing their Fury Planet line, I think.
What was that one that you showed? The panda was in that like mechanized outfit. He had 2 heads. He had the panda head, but he also had like a helmeted head or something. That
was 6 scale. That was more of like a futuristic warrior. Yeah, that was 6 scale. That's like a exoskeleton military person with the panda head. Yeah. But I could.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I know. I was just gonna say I covered the other, like the tiger, anthropomorphic tiger figures in the smaller scale before, and if I remember, I'll put that in the description as well. But like I said, Nottaa's doing one, a badass one that's based on Journey to the West, and then like I said, the Maestro Union Fury Planet. They came out with the tiger already. They have like a white tiger version. That one's limited, but then they also have like an orange looking one that also has like a bamboo hat, and I have both of those. Yeah, so personally, I'm good. I think I have my fill of anthropomorphic tigers. No, sorry, actually the one that the Nottaa one, the one that Nottaa's doing, that's a lion. My bad. That the one based on Journey to the West, that's a lion. I mean, big cat, but still, that's a lion. These are tigers. So yeah, I'm tripping on that one. My bad. Definitely not the same animal there, but similar. But either way, I'm passing on this one. This does look great though. This looks awesome. This head sculpt.
This picture right here looks like he's standing on a street corner, right? Somebody's driving by and throwing an epitaph at him. You go, "Yo, mama!"
Don't litter. Come back and pick this up. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's funny. Yo, mama. Yo, mama.
Yo, mama.
Yeah, here he is. You come pick this up. Yo, what do we have here, little boy? Yeah. Then he shoots a frog at him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That panda too.
Yeah. I have that on pre-order as well. Yeah, that panda. Because I don't have any anthropomorphic pandas in this scale, or any scale actually, so I'm getting that one for sure. Big fan of those, just these types of animal warriors in general. You guys know, if you guys kind of been following my streams, my figure lowdowns, you know, I have a bunch of these. Of course, the turtles. I got variations of turtles and different figures like this. So yeah, had to get the panda because
you're really into animals and decayed people.
And decayed people, yeah, man. I think it was on Beeb's stream or someone else's stream. Talking about how I have bodies in my house, like I mentioned last night, like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer or something. What are you trying to do over here, man? Are you trying to get the cops to call me, come by my house, investigate?
Wow.
Yeah, sir. We heard you had some bodies in your house.
Wouldn't it be great on a live stream? All of a sudden, there's two cops behind me. They drag him out while he's on live.
Yeah. No, wait. They're just toys. They're just toys. Damn it, Michael! You trying to get me in trouble? Yeah.
It's just toys.
Phil LeBurn, you got any thoughts on this at all? No worries if not.
This looks pretty good. I mean, this seems like a video game character to me for some reason. Yeah. Well, especially when he shoots the frog. I mean, that looks like a video game sort of special move or something like that.
Kind of puts it in that realm, doesn't it?
Oh, right here, yeah.
Yeah.
There was there I go again with that. There was a game actually that came out for PlayStation that was called Bloody Roar, and it was a fighting game, like a 3D fighting game, kind of like similar to Tekken with animals. And so I think it's been a minute. But I think you start with people and you can transform into animals while you fight. And they didn't look like they didn't have armor and warrior stuff, but they just had like fighting. Kind of was more like Street Fighter, but in 3 dimensions, and it was 3D.
Yeah.
And so they had that back then. I don't think they made anything since then though, to kind of what you're talking about, Robert, on that. But yeah, it's been a minute since I played that game. I think there was a sequel actually also for that too. But yeah, so this is MetyToyz, and speaking of MetyToyz, sticking with our last smaller scale figure, going from the tiger to the ogres. So we have the MetyToyz Ogre Warriors.
That's crazy.
These are going for, there's two versions. There's a yellow and a blue. We're looking at the yellow here, of course. These are going $118 to $132 USD, set to come out also the end of this year to Q1 of 2026. This comes with 7 pairs of hands. So you get a plethora of hands, of course, the iron hook, the skull grinding hammer, the spike stick, the stick with the spikes, and the 5 head sculpts. And 2 are already attached to the body. As you can see, it's a 2-headed ogre. So here's the yellow, and then there's the blue there. Let me go back here. There's the blue, yeah.
That's pretty insane.
So I didn't get the height on this, but
that's kind of cute.
Apparently it's also supposed to be 10th scale, but it's going to be huge, right? You can tell them. See, I don't think there's any other photos with other figures, but
I love it. I love it in blue. That blue looks awesome.
Yeah, right. That really pops. Yeah.
I prefer it in blue over the.
They can be cousins.
Yeah, they can be cousins. Yeah, primos. Yeah.
Why not?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm with you, Michael. I think the blue. If I were to get any of them, I would think I would get the blue one. But
yeah, man.
These have more of an animated look compared to the tiger we just looked at. Here, going back to the
tiger. Yeah.
I mean, again, it's like a tiger walking on 2 legs, but
Well, my only problem with that picture is the way they posed them. Tiger, even if a tiger was standing on two legs, I don't think he would be able to do that kind of position.
Oh yeah, no, I think you would need a stand for that for sure. But yeah, this has a more realistic look, as realistic as
Yo Mama.
Again, Yo Mama, yeah, Yo Mama. Compared to this, seems like it has more of like an animated, cartoony look, just with their expressions.
Right. Yeah, it does.
Right.
It really does. Yep.
Just comparing those two. But yeah, come here, you. Why I oughta? That's who's kind of doing that.
Why you?
Finger point. Yeah.
pick two.
Yeah, pick two.
You boy.
Yeah, I like the reactions, the kind of expressions they have them doing. This looks interesting. If you're going for like your ogres, or kind of pair with your, or maybe you can pair this up with that that Nottaa cat, that white cat. Legend that we looked at earlier.
Yeah.
That obviously that looks more animated. That could probably pair it with this one if you wanted. Whoa.
Yeah.
There's that one, I guess, if you want to get a look at
bearing
it all.
I don't need to see your picture.
Man.
Yeah, that's for the his OnlyFans account there. Yeah.
You got a beer belly and everything.
Yeah.
We be putting away them IPAs. Yeah.
See, he just needs a like.
Stein.
A mug of beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With all kinds
with
froth coming off of it.
There's another one. Yep. OnlyFans. Exclusive. Yep. Bearing it all. Ogre bears it all.
They should make him a scratch and sniff figure because he looks like he stinks to high heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you think when was the last time he took a bath? I'm telling you, man.
Never.
Wow.
Never.
Kind of reminds me of the Cyclops with the blue, with the one eye. It kind of reminds me of the Cyclops from Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
The claymation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, kind of. This seems like a fatter version. Yeah, I mean, one of them does have one eye. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what it reminds me of so much. But
Yep. You can do like the animated version of that. Let me address the chat here. Yeah.
The yellow's not bad.
No, you would prefer the yellow?
The yellow's not bad, but I prefer the blue. But the yellow's not bad.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Yeah, I'm with both of you guys. I think I'd go with the blue. Let's see here. Joker J saying we need some Squirrel Ninja squirrels. Will F your shiz up if you get squirrely.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any squirrel figures. Yeah, that's a good point. I've seen a lot of other animals, the tigers, the lions, right? I think there's like a wolf, alligator, or / crocodile. Of course, you got turtles. I don't think I've seen a squirrel. Yeah.
There's a character that they could do that would be in line with the cereal figures and the one tiger that does the Cheetos. There used to be a Saturday morning cartoon called Secret Squirrel.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it, but I knew of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they could. I don't know why anybody hasn't done like those standard Saturday morning cartoon figures. I don't know.
Yeah, he was a detective, right? Secret Squirrel.
Yep. And he used to wear a hat where it came down over his head. The bill was around here, and his eyes were like right there. He looked through the hat. Yeah. With the coat, right? He had like the raincoat on. Yeah, the raincoat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Secret Squirrel. And his faithful assistant, Morocco Mole.
Morocco?
It was literally a mole that wore like one of those little.
The hats. Yeah.
Hats, like the Shriners wear.
Yeah.
Like he talked like this is Morocco Mole.
The cylinder hats with like the flat top. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like his really brainy sidekick.
Okay.
Squirrel and Morocco Mole.
Morocco Mole.
Yeah.
Well, that was MetyToyz, Ogre Warrior. Again, links in the description. We'll after the stream, once we're done, I'll start putting those in there. But gentlemen, that was all our figures. Man, we got through them. Of course, another long stream as usual on the figure lowdown. But I think that's only because a few
can't help himself.
Yeah, that's only because I would say a few of those figures just we had good discussions on. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
you can't really predict that. But
they're never boring streams. They're just long. They're never boring.
Yeah. Well, because we just discuss, right? We're just us talking figures and just having a conversation, right? That's just what this is all about. So I just kind of let it play out naturally.
I'm over in the synth community, or musicians who play, music and stuff. Yeah. And there's this one guy. His stream. He actually works on vintage synthesizers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm like, he's worked on synthesizers for like everybody, like well-known groups. Like he worked on the synthesizer for a guy in what's his name, Bon Jovi's band. He's worked on synthesizers for people in Yes. So his stream is him, and he literally on his knees on the floor, and he's got the top of the keys lifted off the synthesizers, and he's got the circuit boards out, and he sits there, and different people pop in their little home studios. He did a stream for 9 hours yesterday, where he just sits there and people stop, and they don't talk about just music. This one guy was talking about, hey, mate, I went down to tried to get me some more tires, like that it cost me 900 quid.
Yeah. So they're shooting the shit, basically, while he's working on that synthesizer.
It's Brits, it's people from all over the world. And I'll sit there some days and I'll just put them on, and I'll go around and I'll do stuff, and I'll just listen to these guys banter. It's really cool. So when you're going 3 hours and talking, if it's great conversation, man, it doesn't matter,
Yeah, no, yeah, right. It goes by quick, So I'll of course keep looking at the
blows
time.
By. Yeah.
But then I'm like, damn, we're already at like 2.5. We're already at 3 hours. It goes by. I can start to feel it physically, because then I'm like kind of start getting antsy in my seat, and I start getting hungry. But otherwise, we just go on, man. Time flies. So you're right.
Right.
Yeah. But gentlemen, thank you both for staying this long. I appreciate it, even though I know Feel the Burn. Some of this is not really in your wheelhouse and is outside of your comfort zone. But I appreciate you joining us. Go ahead.
It's fine.
It's
a new world. It's a new world. So I'm willing to learn. So
See, there you go.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. Keep an open mind. Yep, exactly. That's what I always try to do. So I'm right there with you. I will say also, though, I don't think you dropped out at all. So this might be a record. So whatever you did, man,
it's amazing.
This is the winner. That setup, whatever you have going, keep that going. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quickly. There was one moment on, I can't remember what, I think you might have been on Giovanni's stream. Feel the Burns on the stream, right?
Okay.
It's at night.
Picture this.
Picture this. He's on the stream at night. Okay. All you can see is a silhouette. Like he's damn near blacked out, And I'm sitting there going, this guy has no light. You can barely see him, right? Eventually somebody goes, hey, Feel the Burn. No, that's why you can see him, man. You need some light on you. Feel the Burn. Okay, hold on. Wait. Feel the Burn leaves. He comes back with his floor lamp. He sets the floor lamp behind him, so the light's still blocking him out, and he's still a silhouette in the dark.
Granted, it was my first stream ever.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything. I didn't know shit about lighting. I didn't know anything about like camera placements. I don't know nothing. And then
I said to myself,
messaged me that same night and was like, "Yeah, dude, you need to have some front light." And I was like, "Yes, I get it. I look like I'm a creeper in the night. Yes, I get it. Thank you." But it was my first time.
I said, if I'm ever looking for a cinematographer, don't call him.
I'm trying to work in horror movies. I'm trying to set the scene.
Yeah. You nailed that, though. That was what you're going for.
It was so funny because he goes, "No, I'll take care of it." He goes and brings a whole lamp and he puts it behind him. It was hilarious. I said, I like this guy already. I got to do this guy.
Yeah, we've all been there. I mean, No, it's common. You have to the one that's happened too. I've had my, you can all go back and look at my initial streams. There's some stuff where I had some mess ups myself, or things could have been better, but you kind of learn along the way, right? You just kind of keep improving.
No, that's one of those moments. It's simple fun. That's one of those things that happen. Like probably nobody else even noticed it, but me. I'm a knucklehead. I'm just weird. You know, I look at all these things kind of like sometimes with a little bit too much detail. But
I get like that sometimes too. And I try to help where possible. But yeah, man, Robert, the band, right? We've got it. Whatever you had, the situation, the setup you have now.
Fun.
Yep. No more dropouts. But so I'll go around the clock. You guys, let me know what you guys got coming up. Let the others, let the viewers, the chat know what you got going on. We'll start with Phil the Burn. We'll stick with you. Anything you want to plug? Anything going
on? Nothing much is going on this week. I thought my Tim Curry Pennywise was supposed to be getting here today, but I guess I'll be waiting for that till Monday. So, as soon as that gets in, I'm gonna start taking pictures because I have two of each kind of Pennywise. So I up here, I have the Skarsgård from Hot Toys and InArt right there. So, and then I'll have my custom one, and then I'll have the Sideshow one. And the Sideshow one, I was going to do the monster face and hands. So I was going to have them like intermingling with each other and something like that. Something, I don't know. I think off the dome. It's just like, if the idea comes to me, it'll come to me. But other than that, I think I'm pretty much taking it easy this week. I mean, unless somebody else invites me on their stream, who knows? But I promise I won't drop out anymore.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
And do you promise to put the lamp in front of you and not behind you?
I'm not doing that again. I'm not embarrassing again. No.
Come on, man. We gotta bust balls, dude.
I was innocent back then. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
He
knows now. He knows.
It was just so hard. It's so hard.
That's okay, my friend. We all got.
Thanks again. Yeah, exactly. Thanks again, Phil Burn, for joining us, spending some of your Saturday with us here on your weekend. Yeah, of course, man. Michael Elliott, Figure in a Bubble. Anything you want to plug? What do you got going on?
Yeah, Figure in a Bubble on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it. I got Moose and Me is now a monthly program on Figure in a Bubble. So we're doing one Saturday every month. The next Moose and Me will be on March 29th. It's a Saturday. I customarily do my streams at noon on Saturdays most times. And the reason why I do that is because in other what am I trying to think of?
Channels, YouTube streams, videos.
Communities. In other communities, I try and catch people who are on the East Coast, West Coast, but also in the UK. So I come on at noon. That way, if you're not up by 9 o'clock on the West Coast, okay, I guess you're a late sleeper. And then in Europe, most times they're only 5 hours ahead. So it's like 5 o'clock in the evening. Now I guess it's 4 o'clock since the daylight savings. So I try and find a nice little midsection, and that's worked for me before. So if I ever do any streams, usually I try and do it then. I have another segment that's also going to be showing up on the channel starting in April. So those are going to be kind of sporadic when I come up and do a live stream. They could be any day of the week. I really can't tell you because my schedule is so hectic, but I'll be doing the best I can. And you can find me every Monday on Collector's Figure with S-Beam and Blue Tattoo and the rest of the gang. And every once in a while, I try and come in here, crash Feezy's and hook up here. And there you go. Thanks for everybody for your support. And you can also catch me on Instagram. Elliot, never mind, it's in there.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Yeah, it's in the description.
Yeah. Moose is saying, I'm ready for a nap at noon, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Michael, Mr. Elliott, Mr. Bubble mentioned, friend of the channel as well. So check out my friends of the channel section, my YouTube channel, and you'll see his link to his YouTube channel there. And I'll also put in the description the link to his IG as well. And so, yeah, be sure to check that out. Show him some love. I think we lost some of his back.
Comcast told me they fixed this problem.
Oh,
now
you're having problems.
That was a drop.
Wow.
At least I made it to the end. So.
Yeah, you did. That's true. You did. Yeah. So, but thank you again, Michael, again for as well spending some of your Saturday with us and talking figures, man.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Yes, sir. All right. As for me, Hot Talk, I did an episode of Hot Talk earlier this week, so be sure to check that out. I think that was episode 14. Again, that's the live stream video series where I discuss Hot Toys news announcements, maybe some in art, some jazzing, things like that. So links is already in my that's already on my YouTube channel, and I have playlists going. For those that aren't aware, I have playlists for Figure Lowdown and for Hot Talk, so they should all be there, all up to date from the latest ones. I will be going on vacation though next week with the fam, so no streams next week for me. So it might be the week after, so probably I'll have a couple of weeks off. I'll still be around in the chats, listening in where I can when I'm not busy or have some time. But gonna take the family out to enjoy some time off while the kids are out of school. So we're gonna go take them to SoCal, spend some time down there, and just relax. But
can I ask, kind of like where?
It's kind of gonna be like in the LA area. We're gonna go to some theme parks down there.
Okay.
Yeah, and just just relax. Just spend that some time there. Much needed R&R. But just keep a lookout on my socials when I'm gonna stream again. That'll probably be in about 2 weeks ish. I'll post up when I'm gonna do that, of course, as always. And of course, there's always the notifications on YouTube. If you subscribe, you can get notified of that as well when I schedule those. But other than that, I appreciate you all as always. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for catching the replay. As always, your support is always appreciated. If you found this amusing, entertaining, or anything like that, please hit that thumbs up button. And if there's something you didn't like, feel free to hit the thumbs down button. It's just be honest, sincere. Let me know what I can do better. If there's something you didn't like about this, I'm always looking to improve. Like I said, keep an open mind. I can continue learning and continue progressing. So let me know. Either way, I appreciate the support. And with that, we'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. Please take care of yourselves. But above all, stay healthy, right? And be happy, right? Whatever you're doing, make sure just your happiness and your health are foremost. So, please take care of yourselves. All right, much love all. Have a good one. See you next time.
Enjoy your weekend.